Internet.
Hi, Internet.
And we're live.
Today, hopefully, we finished the Great Ace Attorney
We
Chronicles.
finished it. Well, the first game.
The first.
All of it.
Chronicles is the both of them.
Strap in, ladies and gentlemen.
It's gonna be a 35-hour stream.
Oh, if the game is the same length as the last one, we have like nearly 60 hours on record.
The rest of the stream, we're starting tonight, and we're not gonna stop until this weekend.
We just go marathon it.
We're going to stop when you have D&D this weekend.
That's it.
You're not even leaving Discord.
Yep.
You're just switching channels.
Yep.
Discord is your life now.
Yep.
All right, here we go. While these ruffians were jostling with the broker, I was still near the entrance to the shop. When Winterbank threw Nash over the counter, I felt a sharp pain in my arm.
I don't like those eyebrows. It's
No?
mildly attractive, and I don't like it.
Was it Nash who was thrown over the counter, or was it the other one?
Yeah, because Nash is the tiny one.
I can never remember their names. Ringo.
Yeah, the tiny one was thrown because he's tiny.
Wait, I thought the tiny one was Ringo. I thought Nash was the tall one.
What? Yeah, I thought Ringo was the tiny one.
Oh, there's a way to verify this.
Yeah, let's look at our people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nash. Oh,
He's wrong.
So he immediately is wrong.
That's immediately a contradiction. J'accuse.
idiot.
Okay.
Dumb shit.
I pursued the man, but he shut himself in the storeroom. I could see him through the peephole in the door, though. The accused, in a black coat, shot the man in the back as he was trying to flee to safety. Okay, can we check the photo of her real quick? Was she wearing a black coat?
I believe she was wearing the black coat at the time.
I can't remember.
Do we have a photo of her? Yeah, actually we do. Of her
Yeah.
holding up the thing.
Holding the gun.
Yeah,
she
she
was.
has a gun.
Okay. I just couldn't remember for a second there.
Actually, did the police confiscate the coat?
Yeah, remember she stole it back. That's why, because when we saw her in the jail, she had the coat again, and we were like, "Oh, you have the coat." And
She doesn't have the coat right now, I don't think.
no, she doesn't have the coat now.
I'm just wondering where it went.
Oh, I don't know. I saw the blood spatter all over that wretched girl. Except that we know for a fact that that blood splatter isn't his. Then she tossed the gun out of the peephole. She tossed the gun out of the peephole?
Yeah, the viewing hole in the door.
Is it really big enough to
It was.
chop the gun out?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
it was like kind of a decently sized rectangular thing. Yeah.
Like, it was like a small child could crawl through it.
She
size.
was playing cornhole with the gun.
I could throw a gun through a peephole, I think.
I guess when I think of a peephole, I think of a little tiny thing that's like the size of a quarter. So I
Yeah,
think
no, that's
so.
not what this was.
No, it's a full-on like voyeur hole.
Yeah. I picked it up and I made my escape.
I suppose I will take this. Good gracious. This is quite extraordinary testimony.
Extraordinarily bad.
You claim, sir, under oath. Yeah?
No, that was a laugh.
Oh, I thought
I will need to take a break for a bit in about an hour. To take care of something, but I'm good. Good to go until then.
Okie dokes. You claim, sir, under oath, to have clearly seen the defendant pulling the trigger. Order.
It wasn't my intention to testify in this way. But neither is it my intention to be found guilty of a murder I didn't commit. The dance again.
This
So
fucking
you
guy.
see, my hand has been forced. I tell the truth now as an act of self-preservation.
Yeah. Truth.
Until now, the prosecution was completely unaware of these details.
Someone
Who?
want to take Gregson?
I can?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry about that.
4 people on the stand right now.
Yeah.
This is going to be a lot of talking.
Kangaroo court.
Having shot me in the arm, the pawnbroker was shot in the back by the accused. And as I said, she was showered in his blood.
You say the blood spattered over the accused's coat. Are you sure on that point? Don't lie to me about blood.
Quite sure. Well, we do know that there is blood splatter on that coat, except that it's not the pawnbroker's.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
All over the black overcoat that pickpocket girl was wearing at the time.
Really? If a coat could somehow be shown to harbor vestiges of blood, that would be conclusive evidence here.
If there was some possible way for that to happen that we hadn't already discarded as not taking as evidence.
If only there was some kind of future technology.
Such an investigation is entirely possible.
What?
You fucking idiot, Renosuke. Only very recently, a German scientist has developed a technique to identify human blood.
I repeat, what?
So here's to true science, not some amateurish detective's dubious foray into the world of chemistry. Nothing dubious about Hurley's work. His ideas are all sound. Ideas are no use to us here. In science, as in law, theories must be proven before they stand.
Yeah, just give it to Van Zeeks and just let him smell it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
If it seems like a shark is responding in this, then yes, it's blood.
Because we know the future of the Ace Attorney world, we know that somehow all of Iris's inventions get buried.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess so. In Germany, the technique has already been employed in the courtroom as the basis of evidence.
What is it with this game in Germany?
They love them Germans.
But have
In
they
every Ace Attorney game, Germany is the cutting edge of everything.
I was good. Have they mentioned Germany before in this game, or?
Oh, not in this game, but in other
Okay,
games,
got
Germany
it.
is where they let prosecutors start at age like 13.
Right. I don't know. Scotland Yard has a small quantity of the chemical reagent used. With your lordship's permission, we could shatter all vestiges of doubt within minutes. This doesn't look good, Bruno.
Oh, why not?
Because you're dumb.
Well, we know, don't we? That there's blood all over the front of Ginny's coat.
That was like a month ago.
Pay attention. They test it with their chemicals.
Sorry, I just blinked my eyes and I feel like it's been several weeks. Oh, help, you're right. I was forgetting what happened yesterday.
Oh, help?
Hamburger, help me.
Oh, the goggles are on, which means it's the high-pitched voice.
Oh,
But
shit.
we've already seen this, so we can just skip.
blood!
That's not Mr. Winterbank's blood. That stain is from 2 months ago. That's Mr. Mason's blood from when he was stabbed by McGilded, who was wearing the coat at the time.
You won't know that.
My lord, the defense objects to the test proposed by the prosecution. Overruled.
Shit!
Lord Van Zieks, make it so at once.
With pleasure, my lord.
And while we await the results, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Oh, once they find that blood on the overcoat, Gina will be... Counsel! Yes, my lord. Your cross-examination. Of course, my lord. If this cross-examination doesn't go well, if I don't manage to uncover some decisive evidence or a really compelling clue now, I have a very bad feeling about the outcome of this trial.
Alright, so we know it was... I mean, I guess we press everything just to press, and let's not skip ahead of ourselves.
Mr. Winterbank emerged from the storeroom, I believe.
Ringo and Nash were scouring the counter when he suddenly appeared and flew at them.
What?
Norman had the revolver in his hand. Fortunately, I wasn't too close.
Could you imagine a ghost flying towards you with a gun? I've never been so scared in all my life. Somebody make a noise for him.
That's all. We don't like violence.
Solid. Says the pair who carry a gun. What do you mean when you say you were near the entrance to the shop?
I was in the doorway, running my eyes over the shelves of forfeited items.
Looking for the music box, of course.
The broker went for Nash in the first place. Then Ringo joined in, making it 2 against 1, so I assumed they could handle the situation. But I was wrong. I don't even remember the voice I gave him. I'm trying to help my little brother, but old geezer took me over the blooming counter.
So I pulled me gun on the old fella, and that soon made him scarper. The pair of you setting upon the poor defenseless pawnbroker together. Shame on you.
You rascals.
Sorry, Gav.
I just want to, does it make a whip sound every time? Yeah.
Yes, yes it does.
Not a thwip. A whip.
A whip.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You mean that's the moment you were shot?
Yes, though I didn't immediately realize what had happened, of course. Things crashed to the floor from the counter as the 3 men were brawling. It was at exactly that moment that it happened, so I didn't hear the gunshot.
And the bullet went on to strike the calendar in the wall behind you.
So it would appear. When I looked at my arm, I saw it was bleeding badly, so I wrapped my handkerchief around it. Seeing as I couldn't explain what had happened to a doctor, I had no choice but to wait for it to heal. I didn't imagine it would still be bleeding 2 days later.
Did Mr. Winterbank intend to shoot you, do you think?
Now, I don't imagine he even noticed I was there, to be honest. Perhaps the gun went off accidentally. Anyway, it didn't quite strike home.
When I pulled me gun on him, he tried to shove me out of the way.
And there's copper food at all at the back.
At which point, what did you do? Wait. Did he just claim that Windibank shot him?
Yeah,
That gun has one bullet,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. One bullet missing.
and it's the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Mm.
At any point last section of the trial, did we bring up that gun isn't the murder weapon?
No. But it's still considered the murder weapon.
Unfortunately, him stating that it was Windibank's gun is not actually written in his statement.
Hold it!
You mean you chased after him?
I don't recall the reason why, but I ran after him to the back of the shop.
And what about this peephole in the door you mentioned?
Well, surprisingly, the storeroom door's a solid job, made of stout wood.
Good wood.
There's a small opening in it, about head height, that lets you see what's in there from the outside.
Actually, I should know that, shouldn't I? I looked through it myself that night.
Also, it's big enough to point a gun through and shoot through.
And what about your burglaring brothers? Did you see what went on through this peephole as well?
And not hiding it
Didn't he
out.
never notice up? I doubt these two buffoons were even aware of the peephole's existence.
Especially the short one.
Yeah.
The Skulking brothers were there, but they didn't see the killing of Mr. Windibank take place.
Inside the storeroom, I could see the broker and that young girl standing there.
The defendant.
Yes. The neither of them noticed that I was looking at them. I added words all over the place there.
It's fine.
The girl raised her gun and pointed it straight at the man.
And then, what did you see next?
The accused in a black coat shot the man in the back as he was trying to flee to safety. I don't know why I reread that. Because I was in a flow. I was in a mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, when the crime was discovered, the defendant was found with the gun in her hand. But that was Mr. Windibank's gun, from which only a single bullet had been fired.
Hmm.
And as we've already established, Mr. Graydon, that bullet was fired at you.
But no, it wasn't the broker's gun that the pickpocket girl had when I saw her.
Then
Wait.
which gun was it?
So she had two guns?
Apparently. I want to look at the photo again now. Can we just real quick look at the photo of the gun that she has?
I'm pretty sure it's Windibank's gun.
Okay,
Yeah,
wait.
this is
Windibank's
Windibank's gun. It's a short revolver. It's the same gun.
Yeah, it's the same gun. Check the photo of her with on the floor though.
We don't have
We don't.
have that.
That's just a flashback we get sometimes.
Ugh.
But it is, if I remember correctly, this gun.
I'm pretty sure it's Windibank's gun the whole time.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yes, the bullet from Windibank's gun grazed my arm, and yes, the Skulkin's gun grounded the detective. But this was another gun entirely, a third gun.
The broker's gun was not the murder weapon, so clearly there had to be a third firearm involved. In other words, the accused must have had her own gun with her at the time.
Objection!
But no other gun was found at the scene.
Oh. Calm yourself, counsel.
Sorry?
You must consider the events in order.
Hmm?
At first, I saw the broker and the girl glaring at each other, and then, all of a sudden, the broker turned to run. And it was at that moment that the little gutter rat shot him in the back.
chilling image, I must say.
What? I'm so confused now. What is this guy trying to...
There must have been a third gun, but we didn't find a third gun. You must understand. She shot him in the back. Was the chain of events that just happened right now.
What does that have to do with anything?
That's what?
What does that have to do with there being a third gun?
Guns. You know those guns that all orphans carry? Standard issue.
Hold it!
Oh, he's definitely deflecting and evading for sure.
Yeah.
It's not a good deflector.
No.
Evade.
No, it's not.
And it just kills me that we're not able to, like, be like, in real life, we'd be like, okay, and... But in the game, we can't go, okay, and...
Yes, right,
Like
but the third gun...
Like, if this were Sekiro, you'd be taking a lot of poise damage with that evade. And that deflect. All over her.
Yes. Through the people, I saw it clearly.
This is an unsavory series of statements.
I don't like that.
Of course, the stains are invisible now, what with the coat being such a dark color.
Mm-hmm. Unlike your coat.
But I assure you, that garment is sullied with the victim's blood.
Oh no, the stains on my coat disappear because it's such a white color. Well, it's sullied with blood, that's for sure.
It's not Mr. Winterbank's blood, is it?
No, that's right. It's Mr. Nathan Milverson's blood from when McGill stabbed him 2 months ago.
So annoying. They only accept early chemical analysis. We could prove that.
But they won't, so unfortunately we can't use it as evidence to support our cause.
Case.
Bullshit.
I love Huffy,
Oh, wait! We saw her with the gun in hand.
Yeah.
How could she have thrown down
Again,
the people?
that is not a picture
the
we have,
third
though,
gun?
so I don't know.
No, she still had Windibank's gun.
Yeah, she still had
This is the
Windibank's
magic
gun.
third that he took and...
Yeah, she threw the magic
And-
third gun
and
out,
of
I
course
guess.
he's going to then prove it by giving
Yeah.
us his gun.
Yes, he picked up this magic third gun, which he still has, I guess, is what his logic is.
Yes.
And if he's smart, he probably just put it in her hand for a second so it has fingerprints or whatever.
We don't have fingerprints in this.
Alright, we don't have fingerprints in this world.
So we didn't even have to worry about that. He can just say, yeah, she tossed it out there. And so I kept it, and then just hand you his own
Check
gun.
out this fancy embroidered gun that the orphan brought.
Yes,
It
look,
has
it has.
a W for...
Yeah, it's got a W on it for
They give her
worthless.
For orphan.
for orphan.
Hold it!
Did I hear you correctly? She threw the gun out of the room.
That's right. After the broker fell to the floor, she started walking over.
Over where exactly?
In the direction of the storeroom door, to where I was watching. Of course, I quickly retreated, and then the girl dropped the gun through the peephole onto the side of the onto the floor on my side of the door.
You good?
Good. I only froze a little bit.
But why on earth would she do such a thing?
Great question.
I couldn't tell you. Perhaps she was hoping to distance herself from the murder weapon. Without thinking, I went and picked it up. I suppose I was worried about just leaving it there in case any more tragedies took place.
Oh, I'm sure. So you... Excuse me? So it was you, in fact, who took the third gun from the scene of the crime.
Was set the house ablaze. Yes, it was yours truly. I left the clear up to my lackeys and left.
Clear up? We made a bit of a mess around the counter, so Mr. Whistle and Flute here told us to tidy up.
It ends up around my mum sometimes. Well, I was paying you enough, by God.
Tell me, Mr. Grayton, when you left the pawnbrokery that night, was it by any chance with the second disc in your jacket pocket?
You little toe rag!
Ooh.
Oh. Did he say you little toe rag?
Yeah.
You're like a bull at a gate, aren't you?
Excuse me!
Excuse me, can't help but notice.
What exactly is happening over here?
Gentlemen.
Something wrong, Sunshine?
That should be my line. Do realize you were just violently shaking Mr. Skulkin. Blimey, this D's a bit of an hooligan, ain't he? What was going on just now? You saw him. You grabbed me whistle.
Not in court, please.
Let me blow my whistle, baby, whistle, baby. Why the blazes, he said. Didn't you mention that third gun when we got you down to the station? What happened to his voice there?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. And why didn't you? Cause we didn't know nothing about it. Or that flaming people by the door. In the door. About the door.
Sorry about that. I can be prejudice in my work sometimes. Not hurt, are you?
Amy, see the way he was looking at me? I'm telling you, this D gives me the willies. That was strange. The inspector doesn't normally get quite as worked up as that. He wouldn't normally grab someone. He's a
Oh,
good cop.
that wasn't like Craigsy at all.
Reading my mind, Iris.
That's the second time already this tonight. It's normally all sweetness and light, no matter what I say to him. Well,
Yes, well, I think it might be a special case, Iris.
well, anyway, I was definitely out of character.
Oh, God.
My lord, this is probably the guy who has the
Oh, yeah.
German...
This is the bailiff.
What was Don's voice for this guy?
It's like a just alien pretending to be a person. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Requesting your lordship's permission to interrupt the cross-examination.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Explain yourself, officer. I have the results of the test we ordered earlier, my lord.
He's Igor now. Ah, the blood.
Don't sound so enthused about blood.
The blood. And the accused's overcoat.
Blood for Cusco.
Cusco's blood.
Thank you, officer. Very well. The cross-examination is hereby temporarily suspended. I presume you have no objection, counsel. No, my lord.
Well, there you have it. The report, please, Inspector. Yes, sir. Traces of human blood were found on the overcoat of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. From the extent of the stains, would appear that they were the result of spattering following a gunshot wound. End of report.
D, what
Jesus
did I
Christ.
tell you?
That's man.
You,
So extra.
do you think he does ballet?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Oh, do you think he might be in fact related to the ballerina who ran away?
He has the same eyes and hair color as her.
Maybe.
Or is that just Japan's usual way of like indicating?
I'm just keeping my brain open to the idea that stuff is about to like converge a little bit.
She was Russian,
Yeah.
admittedly. But,
Fair.
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's always a possibility.
You never know.
He did just do a pirouette, and that's very difficult. No, the blood on that coat is not Mr. Windibank's. What on earth makes you say that, Counsel? The coat originally belonged to Magnus McGilded. Just before his coat was deposited at Windibank's, McGilded had fatally stabbed Mr. Mason Milderton. The blood on the overcoat is the blood of the brickmaker from the omnibus case.
Objection!
Well, the dead cannot speak. Isn't that right, my Japanese friend?
Oh. In my country, you'll find out later.
2 months ago in this very courtroom, did you not argue fervently for Mr. McGilded's innocence? And yet now that the man is dead, you brand him as a murderer. Your conduct shatters any shred of respect you may have earned for yourself in this country.
But that was...
Go to boy disgrace! Country, that's what it is!
To determine whether the blood on the coat is 2 months old or not. Are you a boy or a girl? Even a stereoscope couldn't help answer that problem pop out. What?
Help the answer to that problem pop out.
It can't be done. but we used Mr. Sholmes specially.
Mr. Sholmes is a detective, not a chemist!
Would you put such faith in a chemical formula devised by me, for example, when I'm a communications officer?
I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Peroski?
I think
Oh.
it might be how pierogies originally were.
Oh, maybe. Pierogi?
I held out Piroshki to a starving boy, and he ran away crying.
Precisely what that last juror said. Is the point.
Yeah, yes, the one about the pierogi. Sherlock Sholmes is barely more than a figment of the public's imagination. His name carries no weight in this courtroom. No weight at all.
He isn't even real.
He might as well be a ghost.
Did you say that?
With my mouth. A victory is sweet indeed. This proves that my testimony is the whole truth from start to finish.
How do you arrive at such a conclusion, sir?
As the witness said, the accused's coat was spattered with the blood of the victim. The only way Mr. Graydon could possibly have known that fact is if he saw it happen. In other words, his testimony is solid, and the conclusion is singular.
That is actually a good point. He knew the coat had blood on it,
Right.
which he shouldn't have been able to figure out if that was the first time he had seen the coat.
Right. Unless he knew. Well, here's the
Well,
thing.
he knew that he probably knew what happened with
His
Mason.
father. Because
And
his
he-
father was the middleman.
And he could
Right.
he could probably put together the dots that McGilded had the coat on at the time, at least. But
But enough blood to be consistent with a spatter wound, he would have to have seen the coat, I think, in person the night of
Yeah.
Mason's murder.
yeah, it
Sure.
is a little suspicious. It was the accused who shot the victim in this case. That is the whole truth.
Whoa. Oh, look. My lord.
Is it the bail? Oh no. Been along about all this one. These old war horses. Something to say now, if you please.
Oh, God.
That lip.
That lip.
The lip
yeah.
tremble.
Mr. Foreman.
As of this moment, sir, the squadron has reached its final decision. Ready, men? All for one now.
Sir.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Every time with the old man.
Because he's keeping his
Yeah.
gloves sterile.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Well, it would appear the ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached a unanimous verdict for the second time.
Let's see how long this one lasts. The defense has consistently failed to unpick this witness's testimony. Here's to any attempt you may make at unpicking the jurors' decisions being equally successful.
Okay.
I don't believe it. After I've come so far and tried so hard.
But in the end, it doesn't really matter.
How is that unraveling on me so fast?
I'm going to
Hmm.
guess this is Sholmes.
How very distressing. To be held in
Yep.
such low esteem. No, it's the bailiff.
Oh,
Or maybe it is Sholmes.
Absolutely Sholmes in disguise.
Oh, Jesus. Has it been Sholmes the whole
That's Sholmes in
time?
disguise.
Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
Officer? You've delivered the report now. That will be all, thank you.
It occurs to me with some regularity, Mr. Naruhodo. The scientific truths are determined not by science, but by none other than the human mind.
I know that voice.
Am I hearing ghosts?
Am I going mad?
Oh my god, it is him. Amazing.
Holmes!
Yeah, I love the idea that
What is the
Sholmes...
meaning of this?
I love the idea that Sholmes in disguise was intentionally using such a weird voice.
Yes. Yes.
And nobody batted an eye.
Mr. Sholmes, where did those tentacles come from? Order! Order! Order!
What business do you have here, detective? Last I heard you were recuperating in hospital. As well I would be, had I not been set upon an errand. What errand? Hurley! It's really you! You're awake at last!
A lot of just fucking need to take one.
Yeah, that's some skillful swapping.
Yes, good day, Iris. I appear to be rather late to rise. My apologies. Now, my lord, you will humor me?
In what matter, sir?
I have something of great importance I wish to give to the young lawyer over here. Over there. I need no more than 5 minutes. Would you be so kind as to spare us the time?
Oh. Say you to this, Lord Van Zieks.
This trial has taken many hours of the court's time, having spent so long already. Exactly! Having spent so long already, we don't want to go wasting any more precious time.
Yeah. If Sheldon's gonna be here, someone else should probably take Gregson.
Probably. As I was saying, having spent so long already, it seemed churlish to deny the defense a mere 5 minutes.
I like to think he changed his mind just because Gregson interrupted.
Very well then, counsel, you have 5 minutes.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him, honestly. Oh look, it's the two of them. My dear fellow, I apologize for my tardy arrival.
Mr. Sholmes, are you alright now?
Alright, I'm all wrong.
Sorry?
Only just managed to summon the strength to stand, man. Ask the judge for 5 minutes. But I fear even that may prove too much for me. Pray forgive me should I pass out.
Let's make this discussion as short as possible.
Early. This place is full of idiots. None of them can see how wonderful your chemical blood analysis is. Ah, well. That concoction of mine was really just a bit of sport to assist me in my investigations. Never took the trouble to refine it for appraisal by the scientific community. An oversight on my part.
Right. Modesty? Surely not.
No, it's Hurley, not Shirley. But enough of that.
And don't call me modest.
I'm here to give you this, my dear fellow.
Sato-san!
What? A lavender furoshiki wrapping.
A leaving present from Miss Suzato.
From Miss Suzato.
If possible, matters were to be settled without me giving you this. Those were her instructions when she asked me to do her this favor.
I don't understand. All of my friends do things without telling me.
Miss Suzato foresaw today's events, I believe.
She's a psychic?
Something of a psychic. She knew that the culprit would attempt to escape justice by means both devious and underhand. And that you, Mr. Naruhodo, fighting fairly as you are wont to do, would find yourself in considerable peril. At that very moment of crisis, you were to be given this small parcel. Those were the dear lady's instructions.
Leaving present from Suzato-san. Whatever could it be?
Oh, it's the door maker.
Yep.
What
The
is
cat
this?
door maker.
Uh-huh. Oh! It's the machine I made. It's the door puncher.
Also a possible name we would have given our kittens.
Wagahai?
Yep.
Oh, what's up?
The cat flapper man. I forgot.
God. Work on your names, Iris.
What's Susie up to? Miss Suzato muttered the following words before she left. I'm a failure. I don't deserve to be a judicial assistant.
What? Didn't she say something like that? Y'all the best.
No, I'm not.
whatever did she mean by that, Mr. Sholmes?
Sounds fairly cut and dry to me. That night, when you left Winterbanks in pursuit of the thieves, Miss Usato made use of this contraption for a certain purpose. That is your answer, dear fellow. Did she put the people in the door?
Oh my god.
People was not in the door originally.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. That's why they didn't know there was a peephole there. Because Ringo and Nash there was no peephole for them to see.
Oh my god!
So then she can't have thrown the gun out. And because we've proven that the gun has to be not Winterbank's gun, and
Oh
Winterbank's
my
gun was in the gun
god!
there,
Yeah. Oh,
she can't be the
my
murderer.
God, she put the peephole in there to see what was happening. Probably.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh God.
Bam.
We got there. We got there, boys.
What the fuck?
Not all that cryptic then.
Oh, Susato. This is why you don't tamper with the crime scene.
Susato used this cat flap-o-mat that night. But what? To be fair, she didn't know it was a crime scene until...
That's true. Well, yes, because she was holding on to Sholmes.
Fair enough. She didn't know it was a murder scene.
That's true.
Mm. Your 5 minutes is over.
Already?
Sholmes passes out.
I knew I shouldn't have done those flashbacks.
I'm grateful to you for affording us that brief recess, Mr. Reaper. I need no thanks, Detective. After all, the die is cast.
Your is cast. I mean, die. I mean, cast. Whatever.
Is it really? Hello?
I've arrived.
Ah, hey!
Hello.
Sholmes was there the whole time!
There we go.
It was an alien.
Sholmes was the alien bailiff all along!
Oh yeah, he was the bailiff. I forgot about that.
Thought you knew when you gave him that weird voice.
No, I did not. I forgot. But it's good that I gave him a weird voice, didn't it?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
made him stand out.
That's good. How much have you played? Like half an hour, maybe?
So Sholmes just arrived.
40 minutes, maybe?
Yeah,
Let's
40...
see.
Close to 50 minutes.
Yeah.
And a summation examination has been triggered.
Yeah, we just got... Sholmes just gave us the thing from Susato. The cat
flap.
The cat flap-em.
Aha! Yes, the tool. That'll help us later.
Mm.
The Mickey gif. This is a
Yeah.
secret tool that will help us later.
Exactly. That's precisely what it is.
Yeah, we've the current theory we're running, and I'm pretty sure this is right, is that the peephole was not there.
Mm.
Susato put it there, which
Mhm.
means the gun couldn't have been thrown out to people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Because there wasn't.
Wait, can you do me a favor real quick? Could you look at the photo of
There's no photo
from
of the...
no from the crime the camera that has her pointing the gun.
Those two?
There's
Yeah,
no
no people.
there's no people.
Yeah, admittedly, there is... That
And
one
people
does.
there.
That one. Oh, yeah, actually.
You
Yeah.
got
That's
it.
actually been there the whole
Code.
time.
Yep, it's been
It
there
has
all
been
along.
there the whole time.
It's been there
That is
all
Crack the
along.
code.
That is wild we haven't noticed this yet.
The one...
Yeah, I know. It was such a big reveal when I first discovered it. I was like, no fucking way. And I
Oh
looked
my
at the photos and I was
God.
like, it's there.
It was
It's
staring
always
us.
been
It was
there."
staring us in the face the whole time.
One point
Yeah, it
I
was
was
awesome.
even like, look at the door. Maybe there's something different with the door, and I just didn't see it. Because I was like looking at handles, thinking maybe something on
Jesus
the
Christ!
handle. Oh my
Wow.
It's
god!
like a fucking magic trick. It's
So
so
distracted by the things on the desk moving and breaking, we didn't even notice that.
Oh
Yep.
god!
good. Impeccable magic.
Yeah, the broken lamp is a very good red herring here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not
Indeed.
straight up sleight of hand. Did not notice the door
Wow.
magically got a peephole,
Wow.
or I guess a
Indeed.
cat door.
The jurors are unanimous in their leanings. No doubt my learned friend will consider a summation examination. He has every time thus far. But any
Why
attempt
wouldn't
to alter the verdict now would be utterly futile.
Oh ho ho.
I wonder,
Oh, you're
Miss-
doing double duty, Phil.
Mr. Naruhodo.
I think Sholmes is gonna pass out soon.
Yeah,
so probably-
Sholmes probably won't be. He'll probably
He
pass
doesn't
out.
have a long. It's not a long part he has here.
Yeah.
He's
He
here
just
for a
fancy
good
that
time,
Deus
not a
Ex
long
Machina.
time.
Here for
Yes. Yes.
The rest is down to you, dear fellow. What is your plan?
Rest is down to me. What is my plan? I need to be careful here. If I make the wrong move, the trial will end badly. My lord, the defense requests.
Oh. Interesting.
I guess you have to recall the testimony.
Yeah.
Because it has it clearly says he threw it out the door.
Yeah,
right?
there is a. But we.
I don't know if it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if we do the cross-examination first or the summation examination first to establish the door.
I feel like it's probably further cross-examination because a point was made to say that the cross-examination was paused in order for us to receive the results.
Right.
So I think the game wants us to do further cross-examination.
Fair enough. I just don't know if it's one of those things where we need to do the summation examination, then return to the cross-examination after
Yeah, I
establishing
don't know.
something during the summation.
Do what your heart desires. And
I-
maybe a
I-
little bit of your mind.
Make this smug guy like face the music. So
Eh,
I
eh,
might
eh.
vote for the cross-examination.
I'm kind of tempted to because the game's been telling us it would be futile to do
Yes,
another summation.
exactly. I think it's a cross-examination.
All
Well, to
right.
be fair, Van Zeke said that.
Van Zieks is the game.
But
Further cross-examination.
Objection!
the jurors have spoken. Protocol dictates that you may not cross-examine a new witness now.
Objection!
I don't want to cross-examine a new witness.
It's not a new witness, it's an old witness.
Rather to continue with one of an existing witness.
What? It would appear that a rather important detail has escaped your attention, Mr. Reaper. We just saw this.
Discussing your lordship.
Oh, do you want to take the judge back over?
What about You already saw this. I'm not going to repeat it, but.
Oh, yep.
Uh,
Ho ho ho.
So nobody can say anything then. Bruno has to resume his cross-examination of Mr. Graydon. The court is obliged to allow it. This is absurd!
Get good, Fancy.
you even law Van Zieks.
I would remind those present that this is my courtroom. I concur that the defense is entirely within its rights to request a continuation of the cross-examination.
Hell yeah.
However, I will not permit an unremitting protraction of these proceedings. Therefore, I have decided to afford the defense one final opportunity in concluding the cross-examination. Counsel, you must choose but one statement from the witness's testimony.
Understood?
We know exactly.
Well, we know,
which
yeah,
one
we
it
know exactly which one, right?
is Still.
Yeah,
You get
still.
one shot, bitch.
Whenever they say one, you have one shot, I'm always like, well,
And but one piece of evidence to present in support of your argument against it. One bullet, one try.
one single chance to present evidence?
If, following that, the situation remains unchanged, I shall move to adjudication. Is that clear, counsels? You will not press the witness any further.
My lord.
my lord.
A single statement and a single piece of evidence. Most generous. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo. It's high time I fell in a dead faint. I leave this in your capable hands.
What a drama queen.
I love his fall animation is so undignified.
Yeah.
Just flailing wildly.
Well, Sholmes is kaput now. Maybe they'll finally get the knife out of him.
Mr. Sholmes!
Well, he's dead.
I just wanted to pan out to his just body crumpled on the floor, between them standing normally.
Yeah. Just done so insouciantly. Insouciantly.
Wait, what? What the fuck is that word?
You're
Just
so
done so insouciantly. I'm gonna go with insouciantly. Before the court.
I think
The
it's
state of
insouciant.
high fever.
Casual lack of
Insouciant?
concern, indifferent.
Insouciantly. Either the man has extraordinary strength of mind, or an extraordinary lack of feeling.
I imagine he's feeling very little now. The detective is sleeping soundly in one of the antechambers.
A man, when he's down, why don't you?
I resisted that urge.
Well then, counsel, are you fully prepared?
Yes. One statement, one piece of evidence. Won't let Mr. Sholmes down. Or Iris.
Also, just a reminder, I will need to dip out for a little bit in about 10 minutes, so.
Got it.
To be honest, I would be okay with just taking a brief break as well.
Okay, so go for another 10 minutes then.
So let's I guess finish up the statement and the piece of evidence,
Yeah.
and then that should be 10
Once you
minutes.
crack this egg, there'll be a long sequence of talking. So if you
Yeah.
want to take the break after presenting,
Yeah, exactly.
or if you want to do it now, it's up to you.
Phil, would it be easier to do it now or in like 10 minutes?
Up
Yeah, I
to your
mean,
preference,
if we
guess.
start now, it's gonna be a long break.
Fair. And I won't waste this final chance that Suzato-san has given me. This is going to decide the entire outcome of the trial.
Rub it in his face.
Very well then. Under the terms I have outlined, you may resume the cross-examination.
I think the piece of evidence is the photo of her holding up the gun.
Oh?
Well, let's review all the statements and pick the one.
Well, it's the
then
one where he
review all the
says
evidence
he
and pick
threw
the
the
one.
gun out of the peephole, and I think that
Yeah, I think it's probably that one.
photo where there's no peephole.
Well, it's either that or the device. Yeah.
Okay, or actually go back.
Go back.
Used in black coat.
I pursued the man, but he showed himself in the storeroom. I
Oh.
can see a peephole in the door, though.
Hmm.
That might
There
be
we go.
the statement. Not the.
If it didn't
I
exist, he
tossed
couldn't
the
have seen
gun
it,
out.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, this song is bumping a little bit. Now, the question is, do we have to present the photo where there is no people, right?
Right. That's my thinking, because that's evidence. If the cat flap-o-mat is in there, I don't think it's going to make sense.
Have you tried examining it?
We
Yeah.
haven't done that yet. I suppose we should.
That's how it's done.
Those vicious teeth look like it could rip through almost anything.
They're good, aren't they? They're made of a special alloy developed just for this job.
Who the fuck are you?
The cutter rotates 10 times per second so it can get through any kind of door in no time at all.
And what are the two parts at the top there?
Ah, those are for attaching hinges to the section of the door that gets cut out.
Right, of course.
Nothing can match this machine for power. Can make mincemeat of even the toughest of doors.
sounds so charming and friendly when you say what that's for, but it feels like the reality of the cat flapper-mat is that it's grim weapon of door destruction.
My guy is so adorable. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him, even developing deadly weapons.
She loves him so much, she would kill everybody and then herself.
I would kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting any more out of this.
Nope. But I feel like
you know how it works.
I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it should be the flap-o-mat or the photograph of Gina where there's no people? Like, that feels conclusive.
It certainly has a timestamp on it too.
Yeah.
It does. It feels right.
Yeah. It's hard.
We have a save file.
It's hard to say.
It's one of those things where I would hope that this is one of those it'll accept multiple pieces of evidence and bring them all into the statement kind of situations that they do.
All right, we have a save file. I think we know what the answer is. We just gotta go for it.
Oh no.
Damning inconsistency, that last statement.
Charming, you say?
Oh god.
As I look at you, Counsel, I see your trembling hand, your pallid expression, and your perspiring brow.
Huh?
It seems to me that is the damning inconsistency here.
Shit!
With the misplaced confidence of your assertion. Ha 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 ha, take that!
It's a damning tongue.
You invited, sir.
Everyone can read your thoughts. Right, check. There's also a thing about throwing the gun through the peephole. That might have
Sure to check the
been
statement. Maybe it's that, yeah.
We can't press it either. Toss the gun out the peephole.
I mean, that's the one I was thinking initially, but...
Yeah, that's what we were all kind of talking about initially, but then when we saw the other statement, I was like, oh, but this one, you can't look through peephole that's not there.
The thing is, does this prove that it's not there? It's one of those things where I'm tempted to believe that the cat flap-o-mat is what we need because it's the only thing that proves how it was made.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking.
I guess so.
It's hard to say when it...
So yeah, try the cat flap-o-mat on this one.
Do we need the stereoscope again?
Yeah, I mean, there's two photos you could stereoscope and point out that there is, in fact, a lack of...
If we have to stereoscope one more time, we're not finishing the game. I'm just uninstalling it from Steam.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
That's a little harsh.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Let's try the
If it
cat
makes you
flap.
feel any better, they retire the stereoscoping game too.
I would be shocked if they didn't.
It was the cat flap-o-mat, not the picture.
What on earth is that eccentric contraption, Counsel?
It's a weapon. I'm pointing it at you.
Oh, it's my cat flap-o-mat, my lord. It makes a way for cats to get in and out of a room. You can cut through any door you can think of, and make a new little door in the middle of it.
That's right, my lord. It's a device for creating so-called cat flaps. Small doors for cats to come and go as they please without their owners having to open the main door.
I'm sure we can all work that out for ourselves.
Ah!
But that cat lover's contrivance has no possible relevance to this case.
I think it's contrivance.
Contrivance.
But the slow pause on you saying it sounded like
Contrivance.
how a fancy person would be like, contrivance.
Yeah. Like an F-14, yeah.
Oh, really?
Of course it doesn't. To start with, there was no cat flap in the pawnbroker's door.
That's where you're wrong, idiot.
Idiot.
Not being a keeper of cats myself, I'm afraid I fail to see what this has to do with the matter of hand.
Perhaps it would help if I described its function another way, then. This contraption is able to create a peephole in any door you can imagine in practically no time at all.
I beg your pardon? A peephole, you say?
2 nights ago, we arrived at the scene only minutes after the murder of Mr. Windibank had taken place.
Oh, that's right. According to the paperwork at the yacht, it was you, your Japanese assistant, and Sholmes.
Yes, the three of us were together. And it's recently come to my attention that my assistant made use of this device at the time.
Your assistant did what?
There was a peephole in the storeroom door. I can attest to that.
Alrighty. I gotta head out now.
Okay.
I'm good with just doing the quick break now then.
Quick break now?
Break activated.
Okay.
Break
Yeah.
activated.
I'd use the bathroom and make up my dinner real quick. So.
Cliffhanger, audience members.
Yep.
It
Back.
just felt weird. Hello.
Ill has with hand.
Alright.
Caroline's just sharing about how she doesn't like the any of the designs from the 80s. Damn it,
With the exception of April O'Neil, because
Huh?
that was a fantastic design. And that is
Are we-
the design I think of with April.
Are we talking about this because of Shredder's Revenge by any chance? Or
No, but
that,
very
that game looks. I mean, I've played it a little bit. It's very fun, but it also looks fantastic. Like I prefer the 2000s incarnations myself, but
yeah, no, the sprite work in that game looked
it's gorgeous.
amazing.
It's gorgeous. It's also a lot of fun to play. I've been playing it on Switch solo. I can only imagine it has like up to 6-player co-op, and that just
Yes.
sounds like so much fun.
We gotta try that for a game night at some point.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Just instead of golf with friends, it's turtle with friends.
That could be fun. Yeah. Anyway.
All right,
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done moving boxes. I've got some more tea. I'm ready to go.
excellent.
Let's do it.
Let's continue.
Let's get the criminal.
And this is ludicrous. What are you trying to say? Of course there was a peephole in the door. I said as much as my testimony. How else could I have witnessed the crime, for pity's sake?
No, you're wrong.
No, you.
Yes. How
Allow me to
could
cut
you-
through those words.
Yeah. With this sword from my dead friend.
What?
Counsel, kindly say what you mean.
And mean what you say.
Ho ho ho.
Alright, it's time. Time to strike the final blow.
Is this where we had to bring in the pictures?
What I mean is this, my lord. My assistant made the peephole in the storeroom door. And until such time as she did, the door had no hole in it to look through.
Oh,
No.
no. No.
This is a farce. Are you really suggesting that the peephole in the door was?
We got to the pursuit song, guys.
We did it.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
It was created only after the incident had taken place by my judicial assistant using this device.
We're so glad Susato committed a crime.
Your assistant tampered with the crime scene whilst being fully aware of the gravity of her actions. That is a most serious act of vandalism.
For which I humbly apologize, my lord.
Oh yeah, no, it is absurd. That is true.
Oh, is John being like, this is whack?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like Van
It
Zeeks
sounds
is
like
right. This
something
is
you would
absurd.
Well, they introduced the machine. It existed. We knew
Yeah,
about
no,
it.
yeah. I
but we
mean,
never
that's
thought it would happen.
It was there the whole time.
It's just
They
more
even
wild.
taught us how to pickpocket so that Susato could steal it from Iris.
I was gonna say, the
For this
wilder thing is
occasion.
she took it with her.
Yeah. She snatched it with her new pickpocketing skills that you learned at the party.
Yep.
Oh,
It's
no,
all
just
connected. Oh man.
wild that you like hear a gunshot go off and then you run with the cat flap-o-matic.
Well, the door is locked,
I like to
and you
think
can only open it with the cat flap-o-matic. What are you gonna do?
Oh, I know,
like to-
but
I
you
like to-
chose to leave the apartment with the flap-o-matic.
I like to think
Yep.
she was in a hurry. She heard gunshots in a hurry, grabbed something that looked gun-like because everything that Iris makes looks like a gun. And then she realized, oh, wait, shit, this isn't a gun.
That'd be really funny if that was the case.
Yes. Well, we'll find out, won't we?
If we ever see Suzato again.
Yes.
It's cool. She's in Japan. She can't be charged. It was
Technically on a boat.
minute that I left the scene in order to pursue the Skulkin brothers and alert the police. Nevertheless, in light of this new information, it becomes apparent that Mr. Graydon's testimony is riddled with holes.
Just like the door.
Hey, holes.
Riddled with. Explain yourself, counsel.
The majority of Mr. Graydon's testimony that appears to incriminate the defendant is based upon what he witnessed through the peephole in the storeroom door.
Yes, the filthy girl shooting the man in the back.
However, if at the time of the incident, that peephole did not yet exist in the door, there's no possible way you could have seen what you claim to have seen. In short, your entire testimony is a pack of lies.
Order! Is there any credence in this revelation?
Objection!
My favorite band, Credence, Clearwater Revelation.
None whatsoever. As my learned friend must surely realize.
Exactly. It's just some cheap trick designed to discredit me.
I'm afraid not, sir.
Of course it is. Do you seriously expect people to believe that plaything can cut through a solid wooden door?
Oh yes, I designed it to be very powerful. You can cut through even the toughest of doors.
I don't believe it for a second.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
What?
Cooey? Waggy, Cooey! Time for dinner!
I think cooey is a thing you say to cats.
Oh, maybe.
No, she's cooing. That's the noun for coo.
Okay.
There you go. Look at that. The courtroom door has been compromised. Hilarious.
When did that happen? Well,
Yeah, good question. When did that happen?
When everyone was just... Because here's the thing. They clearly took Sholmes to the antechamber. Iris probably just walked up and went...
Nah.
Now Mordecai is never going to listen to you again because you don't have to anymore.
Yes.
Young lady, this is the Old Bailey. One does not make cat flaps in the oak paneling of the Old Bailey.
the oak paneling!
I'm not done yet. Don't worry.
Who
It's
are
a
you talking
herringbone.
Doesn't mean the peephole in the storeroom door at Winterbanks was made by your machine. And there's no way you can prove that it was.
Ah, but the photos!
Yeah.
No, but it's easy.
What?
The cat flaps my cat flap-o-mat creates... Oh, God. The cat flaps my cat flap-o-mat creates are all of a fixed size. And the dimensions of the peephole at Winterbanks are an exact match. Old Silky's lost for words.
Excellent work, Iris. Thank you.
And now it's my learned student friend's turn to be lost for words, I feel. I believe your judicial assistant has already left the country for your Eastern Island home.
Well, yes, that's true.
And then you may have some difficulty in establishing all of the facts. For the sake of argument, let us assume the peephole has dimensions that are a perfect fit for this contraption. In that case, when was the peephole cut? The prosecution demands proof of your answer.
Well, what is the purpose of your line of inquiry, Lord Van Zeeks?
It's very simple, my lord. The defense argues that the peephole was created after the incident using this device. Peephole was created after... Yes. But now that the perpetrator has returned to her native land, she cannot testify to the fact. There's no proof.
But there is proof.
He has like a thing where he doesn't want to say the word Japan.
Yeah, kind of.
He's kind of danced around the word Japan a lot.
Yeah. Well, historically, Japan is a very modern version of the name of Nippon.
Oh,
Yeah.
but he hasn't even said Nippon. He hasn't said the name of that island in any capacity whatsoever.
Yeah, I know.
Like the whole
He
game.
likes to dance around things because it sounds eloquent.
It's just very funny that he's never once directly referred to the name
It's
of
just
the
that.
island.
It's just that. It's that island off in the east. I've only heard about it. It probably
Yeah.
doesn't actually exist.
I
Yeah,
have.
he's being condescending.
You have.
He's being very obviously condescending.
And for as long as the defense remains unable to prove when the peephole was made, my friend's claim amounts to nothing more
We just did
than
it
a
in
baseless
backward
accusation.
order.
We did, yeah.
That's why he
Yeah.
let me do it. It's because I was
You did-
jumping the
You know
gun.
the
You
answer.
did
Yeah.
it again.
I jumped
You're
the gun.
too smart.
I'm like, the tool doesn't prove anything. The photo proves something, so you gotta present the photo.
I knew we had to establish the base fact of the thing. I just didn't know exactly how we were going to do that.
All right.
To be
It's
fair,
just inverted from what you'd expect, I suppose.
in this case, it's actually kind of hard. It's actually kind of like a. It is impressive that you noticed the door change in the photo.
That's
early.
true.
I
That's true.
didn't notice until the end myself, until I was given the cat flapomatic.
Meh.
I didn't realize the connection.
I feel like most players would get to this point and be like, "Wait, do I have proof of when?"
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Indeed, that is so, Lord Van Zeeks. Well, Council?
Someone hasn't noticed.
Don't give up now, Reno.
Notice, damn it.
This is the time to create your own opening and force your way through.
Just like the cat flap-o-mat.
I don't know if I can do this, but I do know one thing.
It's an elaborate visual metaphor.
Sato-san is the greatest judicial assistant in the world.
Fuck yeah.
That's the only thing I know.
I know nothing except this fact.
That was 50
Very
years, 50 days were wasted on me.
The counsel for the defense will present evidence to support the claim made. Proof that the peephole in the door of Wendy Bank's storeroom was created after the event and not before.
Right. The photography. There it is.
It's a photograph.
Take that!
What are you? A print from that detective's infernal cameras again?
Fuck. There's no way he could have known.
Who?
Sholmes.
Sholmes?
But he was setting
You
this.
think he planned it?
I don't think he did. I think he fell into this one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But man, it sure does look like he tried.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My judicial assistant, Miss Suzato Mikotaba, is an extremely intelligent and capable woman. Which is why I never had any cause to doubt that she would have considered this scenario and made sure I had the necessary proof.
And the necessary proof is this photographic print, Counsel.
This print shows a scene in the shop moments after the defendant entered the premises.
Agreed. It also shows the accused mercilessly wielding a gun in the direction of the defenseless broker.
But more to the point, well, past that. It pictures the storeroom door in the background.
Let me see that print again. Oh, I don't believe it! This really is quite remarkable. The door to the storeroom is completely devoid of a peephole of any description.
Mr. Graydon. You couldn't possibly have witnessed the crime you claim to have done. Because at the time it happened, there was no peephole in the door.
Ugh.
There were only people on the other side of the door.
There was no peephole in the door, but there were people behind the door.
So you people couldn't have seen the people behind the door being people.
There was no peephole to see the people, you crazy people.
In other words, your testimony is a catalog of lies.
We got to the breakdown.
We did it.
Break
Well,
down, break down.
Please confess.
Order! I'm satisfied that the defense has substantiated its claim beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness's testimony was entirely fallacious.
Excuse me?
A fallacy. False. A lie. Wrong.
It's not the only thing we know now. We now know beyond all reasonable doubt. My lord friend's assistant's guilt can no longer be denied. The woman tampered with the crime scene. More importantly,
Good Lord, there's more Lord Van Zix. I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
the defense may have established a reprehensible instance of perjury. But that is no proof that this man is the victim's killer.
Why is perjury not damning on your side, but it is on ours?
Come on.
Because I'm Van Zeeks.
It is. That's right.
What?
I was at the scene. It's true.
The thing that I feel distinguishes Naruhodo from like Phoenix or other people is just his exclamations of "What?" and "Sorry."
Yeah, he does say what and sorry a lot, doesn't he?
Excuse me?
I read a tinge of like, kind of like sarcastic disbelief in it,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
which I like.
Hmm.
And yes, I was shot in the arm. It's true. But that's all. Yes, in fact, if you look at the circumstances, I am the victim here.
The cravat is coming off.
I know.
Oh, please no. I don't believe this. They're right, as it stands now. I don't have any definitive proof that he is the culprit.
But that doesn't matter because you don't need to find the real culprit to prove your person innocent. I hate
Yeah.
that about attorney games.
Well,
so much.
basically, I know what you mean, but in this instance, if he's not the killer, then the only one left to be suspect is Gina.
It's true.
So they have to put someone away, and it's going to be the pickpocket if we don't do something.
Yeah.
Still, he can't worm his way out of it now.
Iris?
You know what they say? There's no point locking the cat's door after the cat is bolted. Isn't that right, Runa?
Is that a saying?
I'm Japanese. I've never heard this before.
I'm not familiar with it,
As,
but maybe
as
it's
far as
something
you know,
somewhere
that's a
written.
saying we have here.
Iris, you could just be making stuff up. I hope you realize the responsibility you have.
Yeah. We could always Google it.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like it's a riff on letting the cat out of the bag, you know?
Right.
It feels
exactly.
similar to that.
Maybe.
No point
Maybe
in
it's the
locking
OG.
the bag after the cat has escaped.
As Hurley always says, one lie begets another. No, wait. There might have been a line I wrote for him in one of my stories.
Yeah.
Well, no matter who said it first, you're right.
Time to lie some more.
Yeah.
Mr. Graydon, not only do you give false testimony to the court, but the lies you told make no sense.
Make no sense. What do you mean by such a remark?
What you said in your testimony reveals that you know something you shouldn't have known. In other words, there is a fundamental inconsistency in your statements.
What?
Objection!
This is provocative talk, Council.
Oh my. You want provocative talk? I'll give you provocative talk.
Yeah.
Won't you enlighten the court? Explain this alleged inconsistency.
Iris was right. One lie begets another. She said that like 2 seconds ago.
Nah.
It's weird to make a call back 2 seconds later. The
Yeah, maybe.
inconsistency is revealed by the lies in the witnesses' statements.
I call that a mangaism.
Yes.
They show that Mr. Graydon had knowledge of something he shouldn't have known anything about, namely,
Bloodstains on the coat.
Are you...
because the third gun is his.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
I
people,
guess.
because we've seen it in photographs after the fact.
We've discussed the people, it's in part of the proceedings, that's the only reason he
Exactly.
knows a people exists.
Right.
He's just lying about it's existing when he was there.
Well, yeah. Let's think about the order of operations. So if the people didn't exist when Graydon was committing the crime,
Then
when
he
was the
couldn't have
people
known about
applied?
bloodstains.
when was the people applied?
People was applied after,
Between 1 a.m. and 1:30.
but it was namely after Susato
It was
and
after
Sean showed.
the incident.
Right.
So
Right.
he had
So
shot,
when you showed up, they've already left the scene.
Yes.
yes, and then
So when did Graydon see the people?
he never saw the people because he left. Yeah, I guess yeah, he shouldn't know the people existed
No.
unless he had been paying attention to the trial.
Yeah, it could be that as well.
In the trial
could-
now. Now
it
I'm
could-
not sure.
Could be anything on here, really. It could be any of these options.
But he wasn't here.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the bloodstains, that could have been a Hail Mary, just him making a lie, but maybe it is the people. I think we saved.
I will say this. This is a tough one.
I will say that the bloodstains is throwing me off because he shouldn't know the bloodstains either.
Yes. Except
It's
that
a- it's a
in
trick
real
question.
context.
But in
It's a
context,
trick question for sure.
he should know the people exists.
Right. I think that's
Because
the way
the order of operations was after Sholmes was shot, they fled. We chased. People was made. We come back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Consider this. Graydon didn't know he was going to be in court today.
Right.
Oh yeah, no.
You
Yeah,
surprise subpoenaed him.
That's true. So even if there was previous stuff in the trial, he wouldn't have heard about it.
yeah. The thing is, he doesn't know things about the case that's been ongoing, but he does know stuff about McGilded.
But I
In
think
that
it's just
case,
it's the people. We
which is
know. I
weird.
think we just do the people.
I agree. The point is not that you lied in your testimony, Mr. Graydon. It's the nature of the lie you concocted that is so revealing.
You're not making any sense.
You're not making any sense.
Yeah.
That statement just now was even more revealing. Stop revealing yourself in court.
Enough with this provocative talk.
I'm not enough chalices in yet. Then let me ask you a simple question. How is it, Mr. Graydon, that you knew of the existence of the people in the storeroom door?
What? Well, obviously, I.
Has the cat got your tongue, witness?
Aha.
Cat
Good
joke.
joke.
Oh, cat joke. Oh.
Very,
Funny.
very good, Judge.
Good thing you're in the Old Bailey, because y'all just got served.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
The peephole in the door was made after the incident occurred. And once I returned to the shop after having failed to catch the two burglars, Scotland Yard's investigators arrived immediately. It's kind of wild that I couldn't catch the little tomato man.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm not tomato man.
Tomato,
Since that's
apple.
Get it right.
You're both red fruits.
You say tomato,
Tomato,
I say
tomato.
apple.
Fish and chip is just slices of apple.
Wow.
Since that time, the police have been at Windibanks constantly carrying out their investigation. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson?
Well, yes, of course. The place is chock full of pawned articles, and my lads have thoroughly examined them all. So I gave the order to have officers working around the clock in shifts, so we could get through it all.
And consequently, there's no way that you, Mr. Graydon, could have gained access to the shop. Therefore, you should have known nothing about the peephole in the storeroom door. So the fact that its existence forms the basis of your testimony is completely inexplicable.
Indeed.
Objection!
Yet the fact remains that Mr. Graydon did maintain that he witnessed the crime take place through the peephole in the door.
How on earth is that possible? Could I have a word, please, Lord Van Zeeks?
Why did we need to go question marks for that one?
Uh-huh.
They wanted to
Speak.
surprise you.
Speak, Inspector.
Yeah, it's just that I really ought to be getting back to the station now to put in my report. There's really nothing more I can add to this testimony, so if it's all the same to you.
Very convenient that that needs to happen now.
You let him in.
Yes.
You let him in.
I think he just gave him word
Yeah.
for word the testimony.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were discussing earlier that we caught them
Thanks,
doing.
You're
That's still,
such shit.
that's still a knot that needs to unravel, that conversation they had.
Not a fan of this man.
No.
Well, he's no Dick Gumshoe.
No,
No.
permission denied.
Nah, he's Dick Gumshoe is the only good cop.
In the history of Ace Attorney, he's the only purely good cop, yes.
There's cops that I would hang out with, like Rolly Beat,
There are some nuanced cops out there in Ace Attorney.
but there are no
Dick
cops.
Gumshoe is the best one.
Actually, I guess by that metric, Gumshoe also is an awful cop.
Well, he's not good at his job. Yeah.
I don't think there's a single cop that's good at their jobs in all of Ace Attorney.
Wait, no, Detective Bad. Detective Bad is excellent at his job.
Detective Bad?
Yes, his
Tyler
name is
Bad,
Detective
yes.
Bad.
I will say his actions are questionable though.
Yeah, but he gets the job
He
done.
does correctly do police work.
Yeah,
He does other things too.
yes, he does.
Yeah,
other
we all
things.
know that
I
doesn't
like.
doesn't equate to being a good person.
I think Detective Bad is a good guy for the most part.
He's probably the best. Yeah.
Oh,
It's not all the same to me, Inspector. Not at all. You will remain exactly where you are until this trial concludes.
oh, of course,
Mr. Graydon. You shouldn't have known about the existence of that peephole. Which can only mean that you must have been informed about it by somebody else.
Objection!
Stop there, my learned friend. You realize, I trust, that the words you just uttered have extremely serious implications.
Yeah. The defense believes that the details about the case that Mr. Graydon claims to have seen must have been revealed to him by a certain person before his testimony. And in fact, Considering a particular clue we have, there's really only one person that could be.
Who is the person in question, counsel? Who gave this witness details of the crime scene to facilitate his false testimony?
It's time to do it.
Up Windabank.
From the grave.
All right, Tobias Gregson.
The truth is, it could only have been you, Inspector Gregson.
Me?
Objection!
You had better have some proof to substantiate such a rash claim.
Consider the fact that we have only been aware of Mr. Ashley Graydon's identity for the last few hours. We learned of it only during the course of the trial today.
Indeed. Preparations for his testimony were made with great urgency during our hour-long recess. While the police executed the subpoena and brought the man here from the communication station.
And until that time, Mr. Graydon would have had no idea. No inkling that he would suddenly be required to appear in court.
Are you suggesting that until such time as he was summoned?
Yes, my lord. Until then, it's reasonable to assume he knew nothing of the people. It was only once Mr. Graydon was in the stand that he realized his position. That he would have to defend himself against the accusation that he was the third intruder.
You're suggesting to the court that it was while this trial was in progress that he received the information? So that he could commit perjury in order to save his skin?
Exactly. And the only person with knowledge of the investigation that he had any contact with is you, Inspector Gregson.
This is a blooming outrage! Why would I be giving away details of our investigation to this fellow, eh? Nom, 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 nom. I was summoned to his lordship's chamber during the recess in any case. Have you forgotten that? Quite true. I had a number of questions regarding the events that transpired at the pawnbrokery.
Which means... the first time these two laid eyes on one another was after proceedings resumed following the recess. Since then, they've been in full view in the stand where such illicit discussions couldn't possibly have occurred.
Except we saw it happen.
Except we all saw it happen. Ah,
They wrote a sleight of word check really high.
Oh, I've just remembered something, Bruno.
what is Iris? Is it the thing we all remember?
Yeah, probably.
There was one time before, wasn't there? One
Certainly
really
was.
obvious time. I think it was when Ginny was testifying. I almost just said her actual name, Gina.
That's fine. Same person.
Oh yes, now that you mention it. When the bailiff was dispatched to retrieve McGilded's music box from the scene of the crime, that's it. It was during that testimony.
Yep, right there.
I remember finding it strange at the time. They did the thing that I do, where I hold up my hand to cover my mouth to indicate that I'm whispering a secret to people,
Yep.
which I shouldn't do. Possible for you to give Mr. Graydon the information he needed then. It would have been possible. I answered my own question.
You little toll-rag! You're making all this up! I'm a respectable Scotland Yard inspector, for crying out loud! Why would I do something like that? Why would I be giving away confidential details to the likes of this bloke?
Admittedly, he wouldn't have had any reason to do something like that for no gain. But perhaps it was part of a deal of some kind. Then it starts to make more sense.
What deal, Counsel?
You want to know what my deal is?
I'll show you.
I wonder if perhaps in exchange for details about the people at the crime scene, Mr. Graydon agreed to give a certain something to the inspector.
I'm sure I need not remind the inspector that, if found to be true, striking a deal of any kind with a witness would be considered a gross case of malfeasance. Well,
This was illegal back then?
Apparently.
It was illegal, yeah.
Oh. Hey, maybe it still should be.
Yeah.
Objection!
It's becoming clear that jumping in with accusations is this Nippon student's specialty.
Do that?
With the stakes so high, the prosecution is not prepared to listen to baseless charges. It is incumbent on the defense now to present evidence in support of this diabolical claim.
Evidence, huh?
Just what are you proposing that the inspector demanded of the witness in return? The other music disc!
Yep.
Court must see
That's a
proof
good
of this
idea,
alleged
Phil.
deal.
It's time to do some deep thinks.
Everything is illegal except racism. Oh, God.
Inspector Gregson did strike a deal with Mr. Graydon. Oh, and labor laws, don't forget that.
Yep.
Yes, the labor laws don't exist either.
Then, logically, there's only one thing he could have asked for. That must be it.
Bruno, you think it could be?
Yes. It's the missing link that would join all the dots together in this puzzle.
All the
missing
dots
link?
and all the dashes.
Abe Sapien!
It's the big middle piece. The big middle piece of the puzzle.
I must press you for an answer now, Cancel.
Case is a donut, you see, Iris.
Ooh, donuts. May I have one?
You know,
What evidence
it's
explains the nature?
a metaphor,
of the
Judge.
alleged- Oh, I see. Got it. Falls in the testimony, like donuts. Understood. What evidence explains the lane of the dollar witness?
Okay. Is it going to be the small music box or is it going to be the music box disc? I feel like it's the small music box because it's implied that the disc was already in the box.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going to present it and hope. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I would hope that they would let us present both.
Yeah.
Take that!
Because it's just explaining the nature of the damn thing.
That's a good silence right there.
Inspector Gregson. Besides this murder, is it not true that you've been working on another very important case?
What are you getting at now, Sunshine?
I almost said more important, but Gina's listening and that'd be rude. Is it possible that this other top secret case is what is alluded to in the newspaper article here? The classified secrets being leaked overseas from the Ministry of Justice.
How the bleeding nor could you?
We discovered, during the course of this trial, the music disc box deposited at Windibanks by Magnus McGilded. A special music box designed to play 2 discs at once. It would seem very likely now that encoded on the pair of discs that were in Mr. the Irish guy's possession.
The dead Irishman.
Are the leaked classified secrets. So I put it to you, Inspector, that in order to recover the second of the discs containing those secrets, you covertly made a deal with Mr. Graydon in which you exchanged the disc for the details of the case.
You little... Ah! Order!
On the day of the incident, when we met you at Windibanks, you said this.
Oh, I'm taking a side over.
Oh, I've got that.
Scotland Yard already knew at that time, isn't that right? That Magnus the Gilded was involved in the stealing of government secrets.
My orders were recover the medium used to convey the secrets leaked from the ministry, and do it under QT, strictly hush-hush.
And that explains why, when I presented this disc as evidence to the court, you objected so heavily, I presume. Because you knew that it contained highly confidential information.
Blimey, not likely. I mean, I wasn't that sure of it myself. I realized there was a possibility, that's all. Inspector, surely you're not saying that in order to acquire the second of these music box discs, you did indeed reveal confidential details of the crime scene to the witness? To aid and abet this man in giving false testimony?
There's no other way.
Outrage!
There's no other way that Mr. Graydon could have known about the existence of the people. It's the only explanation. A deal was struck between these two men.
Objection!
If, and I stress if, this sobering assertion turns out to be founded in truth, it would mean that the second disc is, as we speak, here in this very court.
Wait, what? In this room? Can you possibly make a claim like that?
Because Inspector Gregson is a Scotland Yard detective.
What?
What's that supposed to mean, eh?
As a seasoned policeman, the inspector will have approached this alleged deal with caution. Certainly he would not have accepted a gentleman's agreement in this matter. No, he would have insisted on having the article agreed upon in the palm of his hand.
Gracious, then you mean to say Inspector Gregson already has the item in question in his possession? He has the second disc actually on his person?
Yes!
He said the thing.
Game over, he said the thing.
Except Gregson doesn't look worried at all, so I'm a little worried.
Yep.
The defense demands that the inspector is searched at once.
Definitely. They could only have struck a deal with each other when Ginny was testifying before. And Gregsy hasn't moved from the witness stand since.
Lord, please, order an examination of his personal effects immediately.
Well, Inspector. Nom 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 nom. This young lad wants to tone down his imagination. He insulted me and my profession quite enough.
He's not gonna have it. That would be too easy.
However, if it'll put this matter to bed and dispel any doubts about my involvement, then I'll happily submit to a body search.
What? He's gonna agree to it?
I presume you're aware of the precipice on which you now teeter, my learned student friend. You've made a most serious allegation against Scotland Yard here. If, following the search of the inspector's personal effects, no disc is found, you will be deemed unfit for court service. This trial will end, and my country's government will formally demand of yours that you are severely reprimanded.
It's in his.
It's in his butt?
The defense demands that a judge perform a cavity search.
Oh, God.
There is a magic trick here. You'll
Oh,
figure it out.
yeah, oh, yeah,
Fish
for sure.
chips?
Yeah, it's in his fish ships.
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. You guys are clever. You'll get it.
Sometimes we're too
Indeed.
clever for our own good, though.
Indeed. To have a visiting student make such defamatory remarks about our country's most senior police force is not something Her Majesty's government will be able to overlook.
Eep. You're just threatening Runo because you're scared. The accusation is beyond serious. You must be prepared for grave consequences.
Every time Iris calls you Runo, all I can think of is Disco Elysium. Because I'm playing that right now. I just think, yeah, get him, Kuno!
You know, it was reminding me of something. That's probably what it was. I think that's what it was.
True. Can't imagine Gregson would have accepted a gentleman's agreement for something so critical. The disc must have physically changed hands, which means the inspector should have it. But somehow, something doesn't feel quite right here.
Are you going to use your learned skills of pickpocketing now?
Very well, Counsel. You know the implications. So let me ask you one final time.
Yes, my lord.
Do you still persist in formally requesting a search of the inspector's personal
Search
effects?
someone else!
I mean, let's think about it.
Say,
Oh boy.
he would, like, it's possible he doesn't necessarily have it on his person,
Yeah.
and he flashed him the disc, and so therefore, Grayson. still did so.
That seems like the most likely thing is that if Gregson doesn't have it, then Graydon still has it.
Like, it just... Because all he has to do is show the disc, say, I'm going to do this testimony, but I need the details.
Yeah.
Or even if it's, I don't need the details, even if it's ensure that I get off of this. In which case, then he doesn't have to hand it over until the end of the trial.
Yeah.
Draw the request.
Nah.
The defense formally demands that the search be conducted.
Well,
Don't say you weren't warned. But your typical Nipponese stubbornness may well land you in hot water this time. Perhaps the lesson will do you some good.
off. I've got nothing to hide.
You say, but
Very
no.
well, then. Bailiff, conduct a search of the inspector's personnel effects. Blah, 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 blah.
Nope.
The defense demands the search, but not of Inspector Gregson.
What?
Now what's all this? I'm the one you're accusing, aren't I? Thought you wanted to search me.
I want to be searched! No. Inspector, not you. Someone else.
What's the meaning of all this, eh? Lost it at last, have you, sunshine? Of course you didn't have to put up with this nonsense. You're being completely irrational.
Ah,
Iris.
'twas me! Luno's doing what you all told him to do and having the courage of his convictions. So you should respect that and listen to what he has to say in good faith. Because that's the British way.
Behind other countries.
Britain isn't known to do things in bad faith ever.
Well said, young lady. Indeed, this court is in awe of the defense counsel's conviction and eagerly awaits his next words.
I love that appealing to British nationalism is the only way to get through.
Yes.
It's British, that's true.
And from a young British lady, nonetheless.
Mhm.
If he said that exact phrase, they'd be like, you don't know anything.
Exactly.
You what? Don't be don't be hasty, my lord.
Hmm.
If I'm not mistaken about the things I've seen in court today, I'm fairly sure that I know who has the disc at the moment. There's only one person it can be.
Counsel, of whom do you request this search now?
Suzato Mikoto.
Lord Strongheart.
It's on Herlock Sholmes' unconscious body.
Yeah. Pop Windybank in his pocket the whole time.
It was Gina Lestrade, Your Honor.
He stole it, you see.
Mr. Ashley Graydon, my lord. The defense demands that he be searched at once.
Because he's been resisting being searched, like, all day.
Oh, yeah, he has, yeah.
Very well. I presume you will not protest, Mr. Graydon.
At first we thought it was because of the wound, but then once he starts bleeding, he's like, fuck it, I'm bleeding, who cares?
Yep.
Right.
There are many reasons he doesn't want to be searched, I guess.
Au contraire.
Excuse me?
Let the search begin. And so a brief body search was carried out by the court bailiff. A few short minutes later, ... it was revealed that Mr. Graydon had nothing unusual on his person
Shit!
at all. ...
You're right.
Huh.
Well, counsel?
If I'm not mistaken about the things I've seen in court today.
We've read this.
Okay, is it actually
No, it's Nash!
Sherlock Holmes?
It's Nash! When the inspector grabbed him.
He swapped it over.
He did.
It's on
Yeah,
Nash!
Take this damn thing.
Yes.
Because it was in response to us talking about the, we're getting close.
It's Nash!
Nash.
I think Phil's cracked the code.
He sleight-handed it when
It's
he
a
grabbed him by the
magic trick.
collar.
It's a seriously impressive magic trick.
Yes.
Of my lord, Mr. Nash Skulkin. My lord is not Mr. Nash Skulkin.
You know, it's okay. I actually made the same mistake when I first did this. I thought Graydon had taken it back at some point or just shown it to him.
Well, I just
Yeah.
thought maybe
It was
Graydon
more
just
complex.
never gave it over in the first place.
Exactly, that's what I thought too when I first played it. But I got bamboozled.
Good call on the Nash.
Well, I never.
Well, yeah, I was just trying to think, it was like, who...
Army.
Me?
I was just trying to think, like,
Very well,
who is he physically interacted with?
Yeah.
Bailiff, restrain the witness and conduct a thorough search of his personal effects.
I get the witness stand is just them hot potatoing evidence back and forth.
Yeah.
Hold it, please, my lord. Inspector. Scotland Yard, has to object to this search.
Uh-oh.
Objection.
Unfortunately for you, Inspector, your objections carry no weight here.
Yeah.
You're not a lawyer, dude.
In this courtroom, only the prosecution and the defense have the authority to object.
But Lord Van Zeeks.
I have no idea what forces are in play that might influence your actions. But personally, I have no intention of obstructing...
Do you need more blood, sir?
I have no intention of obstructing the course of this trial.
I haven't drank blood in like 2 minutes. I'm starting to deflate.
I need more tea.
Bailiff, carry out the search.
Now hold on a mo. I don't know nothing. And nothing about no disc. I cut it out.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Here, my lord, in the witness pocket. I found this.
That bailiff sounds like a real go-getter, see?
Good lord. That's...
There it is. Another music box disc.
I know nothing about it, nothing.
Ah.
Oh.
Was that slam silent for you guys?
I was gonna
too?
say, was there no sound
Yeah.
effect
It
for
was a
that?
silent slam. Yeah, that one was a silent one. He just gently placed his hands very quickly.
He just gently placed his hand and the whole screen shook for a moment.
Yeah.
Dumbledore said softly.
Yeah.
This is the second music box disc left behind by Magnus McGilded. Is it not Inspector Gregson?
Yeah. Ah. Order, order, order! Mr. Skorkin, what have you said for yourself?
Ben. I mean, just Gordon Flamin' Bennett. I swear, I don't know nothing about that disc. Honest to God.
So, would you please explain what exactly is going on here? The alleged deal was struck between this witness and this detective, no?
Without question, my lord.
Then for pity's sake, why on earth was this man in possession of the disc that the inspector traded for information?
Inspector Gregson is a shrewd, calculating man who rarely loses his composure. But at one particular point in the trial, he exhibited some unusual behavior for a brief moment.
I don't recall. What unusual behavior?
It says a lot that you don't recall when police officers strangle people in your courtroom.
Yep.
Well, I'm 70.
It was, yes, during my cross-examination of Mr. Creighton. Hi, Seven, and the pawnbrokery. Any chance with the discs?
Oh, oh.
Mr. Creighton answered my questions. The inspector appeared to have grabbed Nash Skulkin by his coat and was shaking him violently. Yeah, he did it all. Thought me noggin was gonna fall clean off, I did. I was wishing I'd been born as me brother, I was.
Get it? Because his brother doesn't have a neck.
And what exactly happened to make the detective attack you like that? I ain't got a clue. He just suddenly turned and grabbed me whistle. Like he started shaking.
Just gave up.
Why the blazes didn't you mention the third gun when we got you down to the station? That's what he said. He held it right down me ear hole, he did. My head's still throbbing now. The way the detective behaved then was extremely out of character. But looking back now, it must have been then that he did it. That was the opportunity Inspector Grayson created for himself to hide the disc.
Well, bless my wig, he hid it. You... But I'm afraid I fail to comprehend the motive here. If the detective had acquired the disc he was after, why on earth would he then proceed to hide it in another man's pocket? There's a court of law. He could have submitted the item as evidence.
It would appear, my lord, that the inspector was not at liberty to do that.
Why not?
As the man himself revealed earlier, his current assignment has some special conditions.
Don't flashback. Oh, this case is a little lousy with flashbacks, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but yeah.
Hush, hush. A top secret assignment, is it?
As far as we're aware, the information stolen comes from confidential government communications. It would seem that if that information were to be revealed in court as evidence, it would be problematic.
Cancel him.
Does that sum up the situation? Big oof. Does that sum up this situation, Inspector?
Believe me, I know something about problematic.
I am operating on this direct orders from the ministry. I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to answer that question.
So, realizing there was a chance that you may be searched here in court, you took steps to hide the disc you had acquired from the witness.
Oh, does this mean?
He only pretended to attack Mr. Skulkin in order to get close enough to him to slip the second disc into his pocket.
So it was all a pretense? Well now, Inspector Gregson, and you, Mr. Graydon. Are you prepared to admit to the accusation made against you of this alleged deal?
To it? Yours truly, please.
Mr. Graydon,
Clearly, our Eastern visitor has an uncommonly active imagination. However, there's no proof that I passed that disc to the inspector.
Objection!
but then, how do you explain the reason why you knew about the people?
I'm under no obligation to explain.
What?
Yes, I lied in my testimony, that I admit, so sentence me accordingly. But that is all I admit. Murder? Leaking government secrets? Striking a deal with the detective? All of it is this young Eastern man's fancy. I have no idea what any of that is about.
You... What?
How'd you know about the pee hole?
Yeah.
But what about the pee hole? Did Gregson tell you about the pee hole? What are you then, Inspector Gregson? Do you admit to making a deal with Mr. Graydon in order to acquire the disc, please? Please do.
Please, sir.
Ladies and gents of the jury, as a Scotland Yard inspector, I will declare this and nothing more. I am acting in the best interest of the country. Whatever I've done, it's been in the name of justice.
God.
So, as members of the public of this fine country, I'd like to think that justice will be your guiding light when making your decisions.
You're not answering the question, sir.
Oh.
That is quite a quandary indeed. Rarely have I encountered such extraordinary tumultuousness in the concluding of a trial. Nevertheless, in the absence of any further evidence to be presented, I believe it is time that we put the matter to the jury for their final leanings.
Well, as a fellow servant of Queen and Country, I must say I sympathize with the old inspector.
He's a dependable man, I'm quite sure. In service, one becomes a good judge of character.
Even crossing your eyes doesn't help when it comes to looking at this case. It's all blurred to me.
Well, as a fellow professional, I'd like to put my faith in the detective, really.
Graydon is highly skilled operator. Stop. Currently in presence of idols. Stop.
Oh my god.
Detective has very much trust in eyes. More than this, I cannot say.
I don't believe it. These 6 jurors are... They're gonna believe Gregson. If they declare their decision now...
Is Jenny going to be found guilty?
Double guilty.
Oh no.
If I don't produce some definitive evidence right now, then we're gonna lose. Either some proof that Graydon killed Windibank or stole the government secrets, or some evidence to force Gregson into admitting that he struck a deal with the witness.
Well then, counsel, I think it's time I imposed on jurors to declare their final decisions, no? That is, unless you have some compelling evidence you have thus far not presented to the court.
The judge calling the jurors to announce their leanings, Gina will be found guilty.
So there's no choice then, Runo. You have to throw some more evidence at them.
Now I'm genuinely not sure what evidence. I can't even remember all the evidence we have at this point.
It's a tough one.
Is it now? It all comes down to this. Who do I present evidence against? Gregson or Graydon?
So let's think about it.
Oh, jeez.
They pose the question. You have to prove one of two things.
Either
You have to either prove that Graydon shot and killed Windibank with a piece of evidence, or provide evidence that makes Gregson admit that he made that deal.
I feel like the second one is far more likely because we haven't been able to establish the first one the entire trial. So let's just take a look. Is there anything we can do to force Gregson to say the thing?
Do we have the
Besides
second disc yet? Or do we
second
not?
disc.
Do we not have the second disc right now?
We do not
We don't
physically
have
have
a
a second
no.
disc.
The court has it, but you don't have it in your record.
Yeah, because
So we can't just say, hey, we'll play the box if you don't.
So here's the thing, like you could, yeah, I was gonna say you could try and prove. Right now we have evidence of this.
what all do we have here?
We could get the second. If we could get the second disc, we could prove the secrets because then we can actually prove the Morse code of the dots and the dashes by playing it together, and that would force Gregson's hand, but it would also kind of prove Graydon's conspiracy. I just don't know.
I don't think that helps us with proving he made a deal, though. Because
No.
ultimately, we don't need to prove that Graydon had the... Like, we can't prove that the discs are what they say they are, because Gregson knows that.
Right.
Do y'all want a hint?
Let's take a look through everything
Hang on.
first.
Let's see. Let's look at what we got here.
No worries.
Alright, so if we're operating under the lens that we have to force Gregson to admit the deal, what proves that they made a deal?
I don't know if we have anything. That
I don't
proves
think
that.
we have anything. Again, unless we had the second disc, and then he might not want us to play the second disc out loud.
Doesn't matter. Anything with this thing?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that this hasn't been important
Yeah, I
yet.
know. I guess that's for the next game.
Maybe.
And they won't accept the blood samples.
This brings me back to that time when I was frantically searching through the evidence when I was doing this for the first time.
Yeah, okay. I'm at a loss, personally.
Did I give you the tip then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
All right. So, let me word this in a way that it isn't extremely evident, just for
Okay.
the hell of it. If we know that Gregson is prone to making deals for the sake of this mission, then he might respond similarly to a threat.
To play the music box. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
I think that's the best bet.
Yeah. Makes sense to me.
Which means we're going after Gregson.
Well, first you answer the question that they asked you.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think that
it's
means
Gregson,
we
then.
say Gregson.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear them munching and crunching. Kitties are awake from naps and eating hard food.
Nice.
Even though there's
Can't hear them.
right there.
Yeah, we can't hear them.
Yeah, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inspector Gregson, there is one final piece of evidence I would like you to see.
Yeah? What's that, Ben?
If you refuse to acknowledge that you did in fact strike a deal with the witness here today, then you leave us no choice but to examine this piece of evidence thoroughly.
Well, go on.
Last chance. It looks like I'm gonna have to force his hand here. Alright. So now that they're saying it, yeah, it is 100%.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like gonna
That's
do
right.
it. We're gonna see what the music box has.
Is that Mr. McGilded's peculiar music box, Counsel?
Yes, it is Mr. McGilded's peculiar music box, with a disc already in place to play. I think perhaps now would be a good time to listen to the sound produced by the music box again. Only this time, with the second disc we've just discovered in place as well.
Goodness! This disc, Counsel?
Hold it!
Hold it! Hold it! No! Wait! I can't let you do that!
Not.
Because well... Because it's got nothing to do with this case, that's why.
Objection!
Not true, Inspector.
Here.
The defense has already proposed that the sounds heard by the court earlier from this music box were part of a Morse code message. We know that the Morse code comprises of 2 distinct tones. The defense believes that the second disc contains the second tone needed to complete the message. And now we have the chance to confirm that theory.
Crying out loud, Sunshine! We're talking about state secrets here! If you go in the whole courtroom hear confidential information like that, that's treason!
Then do you admit the charge? That in order to protect those state secrets, you engaged in unlawful dealings with the witness.
You're mad. If you let that secret information out into the public domain, you'll be making an enemy of the entire British government, you idiot!
Objection!
Forget, Inspector, that you, a Scotland Yard officer, leaked confidential case details to a witness. That you continue to lie to the court, and because, by fair means or foul, you're determined to do your duty. Well, by fair means or foul, I'm prepared to do mine.
Damn.
Nice. Reversal.
Mhm.
Don't you dare.
I will stop at nothing to protect my client. I don't care who I make an enemy of.
Damn.
Well, except of illegal things. For court record purposes, I will not do illegal things.
Well, Susano already did the illegal thing.
Yeah.
My lord, if you please, the court must hear the sounds made by that music box.
Come on, Van Six, for Pete's sake! Stop him!
Objection!
Yes, the leg.
Leg.
Inspector, you should know my methods by now. I'm a prosecutor. I'm no Scotland Yard.
Look,
In this courtroom, my duty is to the law. So let me propose a toast to uncovering the truth, by fair means or foul.
no! Very well. The defense's stance here and that of the prosecution has been made very clear, I feel. Therefore, in accordance with the defense's request, the court will now listen as this music box is set in operation once more. This time with the second disc in place and both discs playing simultaneously.
Look at that. Morse code.
Hold it! Alright, I admit it! Whatever you want. But for the love of God, shut that blooming box up!
We did it.
We threatened and coerced.
We coerced him into admitting.
You threatened and coerced a police officer successfully. How do you feel?
Feel
Pretty good,
great.
actually.
Yeah, I know, right?
Let me ask you again then, Inspector Gregson. If that is your real name, did you, Or did you not strike a deal with the witness next to you in the stand, Mr. Ashley Grayton?
Specifically, did you furnish the witness with confidential case details in exchange for this music box disc? Did you reveal the existence of the peephole in the pawnbroker storeroom door, Inspector? I did.
Stop. What are you doing, man?
It's all exactly like the young Eastern lawyer said. When the trial resumed after the recess, and we were stood here in the stand together, that's when he approached me with the deal.
You imbecile. You there. You're the detective who turned up at the pawnbroker the other day, aren't you? I may have something you're looking for, Inspector, with me at this very moment. So how about a trade? I suggest you accept. Or information that may make certain individuals uncomfortable will soon become very public indeed.
I couldn't let that information become public knowledge. Not under any circumstances. So I accepted the man's proposal. Told him details about the case that should have put him in the clear.
Not like I'm a police officer who could just arrest him.
Right.
Peephole in the storeroom door, and the bloodstains on the overcoat.
By giving false testimony, this witness intended to have the defendant wrongly accused of murder. Inspector, you knew that. Yet you still revealed those details to facilitate the witness's perjury.
In all fairness, Gregson can't arrest someone for having a music disc.
That's true.
He's the police.
And it's a
He can arrest
secret.
Somebody without
Well,
probable
it's a
cause whenever he
suspicion.
wants.
I was going to say suspicion of conspiracy is the thing you can arrest someone for, and that's
But he has to keep it hush-hush. He's not
Sure.
supposed to let anybody know he's investigating the conspiracy.
That's true.
I'm just saying, instead of making a false thing, you could probably, instead of like trying to do a false testimony deal, he could have just made a false crime and pinned him on him like normal police officers do.
Sure, but he can't do it in court. And this is the first time that they've met with the prospect of having the disc
Yeah.
in hand. So there was no time.
Fair enough.
I did. But then it turned out the peephole had only been made that night after the incident took place. Scotland Yard wasn't aware of that, if I'm perfectly honest.
Well, Mr. Graydon, what do you have to say for yourself?
Ugh.
There's nothing and no one left for you to hide behind. You struck a deal with the inspector in order to escape conviction of a very serious crime. Namely this. You are the third intruder who broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question. And you perpetrated the murder of the proprietor, Mr. Pop Windbank.
If it wasn't for you meddling kids and you
The second breakdown.
Oh shit!
Ooh. Traitor.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's gonna try to murder the inspector.
Jesus!
Bailiff! Bailiff! This man! Quick! At once!
Yeah, 2 breakdowns. Isn't it great?
Holy shit!
That's it then. It's all over.
Or is it? Or is it?
Or is it?
Or is it?
There's dots. It's time for Graydon's confession.
Oh yeah, this is probably Graydon right
Oh
here.
yeah. I despised my life growing up. The slums are vile places. I was cursed from birth, born into poverty, the son of a penniless artisan. My parents did nothing but quarrel all day long. What little money they had was never spent on me.
The way you said that.
Yeah, you're really hamming it up the wrong direction, but that's okay.
I know. I don't want him to be sympathetic. So I set about studying to better myself, one day escape from that hellhole.
And you eventually became our communications officer. I admire your determination.
But then you decided to try to sell government secrets. Why?
Because the money was good. I mean, isn't it obvious? Because I wanted money. Even now,
Games of class.
the nightmares of my life in the slums wake me in the small hours. I wanted to drown them out with more money than anyone who lived in that squalor could ever imagine. I wanted to Scrooge McDuck jump into all my sleep. Then one day, I met him. Mr. Magnus McGilded. You're a fiend.
This is like new text.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
I know, I
this
was
is
gonna
new.
say.
Yeah, Fane with a claw talent, so you are. I've got money to throw you away if you're interested. All you need to do, go along with me little plan now.
Steal the ministry's telegraphic message logs, and McGilded would buy them for a handsome sum. As I was responsible for inspections of the ministry's communications office, it was simple enough to have.
The lure of the devil's offerings. How easy it is to succumb.
But you must surely have realized the seriousness of the crime you were committing.
And for that reason, I took great lengths to ensure that my actions were untraceable.
By using the music box.
My father was a brickmaker, though my mother divorced him when I was still a child.
Yes, Mr. Mason Milverton.
That's right. He was very skilled with his hands. He'd once been a music box maker's apprentice.
Huh.
I imagined his skills would be sufficient to create a machine that could generate Morse code. So I sought out my father again to employ his services. It was the first time I've seen him since I left the slums 10 years earlier.
Look at
you,
you,
Ashley.
What a fine gent you've become, eh?
That's better.
He was a different man to the one in my memory, a thin, frail old man. But poverty had never broken him, never corrupted him like it had me. I was sure that he wouldn't help me if I told him the real reason. So I made up a story. I've got some work for you, Father. I need some music box discs made.
Music box discs, eh?
A musician friend of mine has written some music he wants to sell to the public.
Sorry, just hear kittens grab like them.
Yeah.
I've brought the score with me. There are two, actually.
I'd be delighted, son. It's been 20 years since I did any work like this, though. Fetch me my tools, would you, there in the loft.
I made him make the two discs.
Thereby splitting the information in two. You're taking considerable precautions indeed.
It was to protect myself as much as anything. It meant that I could deal with McGilded in two separate transactions. The first involved the first of the two discs and the music box for playing them. I exchanged them with McGilded for 10 guineas. Then, on receipt of the second disc, he would pay 1,000 guineas.
So, what happened on the omnibus 2 months ago? It's the second part of the deal, the exchange of the second disc.
Yes. I'd sold the man information that was that way a number of times already. But it seems he became reluctant to part with his money.
But that doesn't quite make sense, Mr. Graydon. So why was it that on the omnibus 2 months ago, your father, Mr. Milverton, was the one dealing with Mr. McGilded, and not yourself?
When I received the 1,000 guineas after my first completed dealings with McGilded, I decided to give 200 to my father for his trouble. But my father realized something was amiss. In time, he worked out that I must be involved in something dubious. When he did, he said to me,
Next time there's an exchange, you'll let your old man do it, understand? Otherwise, I won't take your money anymore. That voice sucks. Why'd I do that?
Nah, it's
That's
okay. It's
my
almost over.
father's way of dealing with it, I suppose. Climb into the omnibus, hand over the second disc, and take the money from McGilded. That's it. He had no idea who was actually on the disc I'd asked him to make. He never knew. Just like I'll never know why everything went so horribly wrong then. All I know is that the disc was taken from him, and he never returned home.
Hmm.
It was only then that I found out what sort of a monster McGilded really was. So after 10 years of not once uttering it, I swore on my father's name. To exact revenge.
Revenge?
'Twas I who set the omnibus ablaze.
As anyone with even the remotest knowledge of the man will no doubt be able to imagine. McGilded brought all his wealth and influence to bear in the most despicable. To crush any semblance of justice in his trial.
Yeah.
The crime scene was tampered with, evidence was fixed, and witnesses were bribed. That trial 2 months ago was a farce from start to finish.
He had barely touched British soil back then. And I walked into that hornet's nest completely unaware of the sinister background to it all.
Isn't that wild?
Oh, thanks, Male Strongheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd made plenty of money out of my dealings with McGilded by then. So I spared nothing in my arrangements 2 months ago. I knew exactly who to hire. If you're willing to pay the price, there are people in this city willing to do anything you ask. McGilded himself has shown me that.
Are you saying that?
I think you have the picture now. After he twisted everything to his favor in this courtroom to ensure that he walked free, I took matters into my own hands and delivered the justice that monster deserved.
Damn.
He did do it.
Mm-hmm.
That tragic accident following the trial here 2 months ago was planned and executed by yours truly.
Gilded's death that day. Caused by this man.
I like charms. I like the charms.
Gather round, you lads and lasses, sit down for a while. I'll tell you all a mournful tale about the Emerald Isle.
Nice.
That policeman who came to tell McGilded he could examine the omnibus again.
That's right. An imposter hired by me.
Well, I'm not trusting any bailiff ever again because two bailiffs are imposters.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 imposter bailiffs so far in one game.
A lot of imposter bailiffs. The bailiff's not usually a character, you see.
No, I think we're fine because I
It's true.
believe there's only a max of 2 imposters per game.
Wow.
Yeah, fair enough.
McGilded used his.
We had
weapon.
the Russian girl who was pretending to be someone else earlier in the game,
that's a third
though.
imposter. That's true.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
No Among Us rules. He paid people to adulterate the omnibus with all manner of false evidence.
Absolutely lewd evidence.
He threatened witnesses to lie in their testimony. So I gave the man a taste of his own medicine. Once the omnibus was doused in paraffin, one of my sham policemen ushered McGilded inside and sent him on a one-way journey to hell.
Capital H hell.
Mm.
Frankly, he did us a service.
An eye for an eye. That's how I avenged my father's death.
Holy shit! Our swine children count indeed!
But that wasn't the end of it for me. There was a loose end, you see.
Oh.
Loose end?
Yes. I should think it's obvious. The second disc, which my father had taken to exchange with McGilded.
Ah, yes. There was indeed no mention of it in the man's trial 2 months ago. Clearly because it had been removed from the scene of the crime.
When I realized it was missing, I remembered something. Something from the first time I dealt with McGilded. This is the first of the 2 discs and the music box you need to play them.
Oh, look at that now. What an ingenious little invention. So then, as promised, 10 guineas for you, young man.
This. Brokery.
Aye, 'tis a broker's ticket, so it is. You get yours a 2 demonautical life deposit there for ye. There's no need to give a name, just hand over the ticket and tell the fiend to watch wood. I've put a jewel in pawn for ye. It'll fetch a good 10 guineas if you sell it, so it will.
They're being used in quite that way before.
Have you not, Mr. Graydon? London's pawnbrokeries are very useful places, you know. Each one is like an extremely secure vault.
There was one
Sounds like
man.
Sherlock's not crazy.
It's not very secure at all.
No, but everybody seems to think so.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all you need to make something feel secure.
It's true.
Pop Windabank is just going to shoot himself.
Yup.
So I knew if he'd taken steps to hide the disc, it would be in that pawnbrokery somewhere. I don't know why I added an R there.
Prawn brokery.
Pawnbrokery. They only broke prawns. And that, on the night he killed my father, he must have entrusted the ticket to someone.
Yes, to Gina. I remember now. That's when we first met you at Windabanks that afternoon 2 days ago. You had a description of Miss Lestrade written down. How did you know How did you know?
From the trial, that pickpocket's testimony was clearly peculiar. Anyone could see that. I realized immediately that she was another of McGilded's pawns, that he must have threatened her somehow. I was fairly convinced it would be her who had the ticket, so I started to make some inquiries. I had a strong suspicion that the girl would come out of the woodwork on the redemption deadline.
And he was absolutely right.
And yes, sure enough, she did. All I needed to do was wait until the girl went into Windabanks to redeem the articles. But unfortunately, she redeemed only McGilded's overcoat and the one disc that was in its pocket. The all-important music box with the second disc inside was missing.
Because it had already been forfeited 2 days earlier.
But I was unaware of that fact. Had I not been, I could have avoided my nighttime excursion.
Meanwhile, as our investigation into the stolen government sequence was progressing, I'd picked up on the fact that McGilded was involved.
Inspector, you've recovered fast.
My orders were to recover the stolen information as quickly as possible. So we started gathering the fella's possessions and examining whatever we could lay our hands on. We had a full-scale investigation going on in the yard, but we had to keep it quiet as we could.
Pierre took the disc from me in the pawnbroker that day. I became nervous. I was sure the music box and the second disc was still there in the shop somewhere. So I knew that it was a race against time. I had to find these articles before the police did.
So that's what prompted you to break into that place that same night. With the help of your old friends, the Skulkin brothers.
What happened that night in the pawnbroker I can only describe as a nightmare. While Nash and Ringo were searching the counter, I had located the music box I'd sold to McGilded on the shelves of forfeited articles.
The second disc was inside.
Yes, I slipped it into my pocket with a very deep sigh of relief. But then, something entirely unexpected happened.
What are you doing in my shop?
Gunshot rang out in the shop, and I felt a sharp pain in my left arm.
And that's when Windybank shot him.
The broker fired his gun and the bullet pierced your limb.
Yes, exactly. But unfortunately, I decided to bring my own gun with me that night, just in case.
Huh.
Before I knew what was happening, I'd fired back. The man had already turned to flee. I hadn't intended to fire in his direction, much less kill him. But unfortunately for both of us, the bullet hit home. It struck him in the middle of his back as he fled through the storeroom door for refuge.
A sorry tale.
It all took place in the blink of an eye. I don't imagine Nash and Ringo even realized what had happened at first. I was terrified, so I fled. And that's the whole story. That's everything that happened at Windybanks on that wretched night.
Damn.
A product of society's flaws.
I mean, don't. Let's not let him completely off the hook.
No. He's guilty. For sure.
He's a bad person.
He is a bad person because his dad didn't turn to that, even though society shat on him for his entire life.
Right.
But
Yes.
he did.
Earlier, you called McGilded a monster.
Like, if he was in better circumstances, he would be a bad person who didn't shoot someone.
Yeah, precisely.
A man who used his wealth and influence to distort the facts and escape justice for the crime of murder. What tragic irony. For you have done is exactly the same.
Society. Society.
You've become the very monster you saw and despised so deeply in McGilded.
I think I have.
Well, this has been a long and exhausting.
Tell me.
However, it would seem that at last we have arrived at the truth. Inspector Gregson, what of Mr. Ashley Graydon? He's been restrained, my lord, and has been escorted to the yard. He'll be charged with the murder of Mr. Winterbank and the stealing of government secrets.
He may or
Very
may
good.
not have also killed McGill.
McGill did, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 6 months. Who gives a shit?
2 months.
Bad man anyway. And you, Inspector. Regrettably, you'll have to face charges yourself. Oh, yes, my lord. Of course.
It transpires that you were complicit in helping a criminal escape justice. That fact remains whether or not you were doing so in the line of duty. The crime is a serious one, Inspector, and inexcusable.
Now to the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Oh, yeah.
It is time for the final adjudication. Is the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Yes, sir, goddamn squadron standby, sir! Really it now? The last push, the final call, the finishing whistle. My men are ready to deliver their verdicts.
Thank you, Mr. Foreman. Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You will now declare your final decisions to the court.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
A clunk.
So I'm off the hook.
Finally, Rudo, you finally managed to do it.
Took a while.
Finally is the word. I wasn't sure if we'd come out on top for a while there.
Susie was right. You're the best lawyer in the world.
Miss Lestrade, I'm not finished with you yet.
Yeah, you still had perjury there. Oh, what are you looking at me for like that for?
Or you start enjoying your freedom, there are certain other crimes to consider,
Uh,
2 months ago, in my courtroom no less, you gave false testimony, did you not? And in relation to the trial today, not only did you unlawfully enter Mr. Winterbank's pawnbrokery, you also attempted to abscond with Mr. McGillet's property, it seems.
oh, so
Of course not. It's not like you were gleefully wearing Mr. McGilden's coat in your cell yesterday or anything.
And just when I was getting excited about throwing a party for Ginny this evening.
And turning our attention to the defense. Determining that, when played together, the music box disc contained a message in Morse code was... Well, it was certainly a most unexpected revelation, counsel.
Quite so, my lord. The prosecution was caught entirely off guard. In fact, I think we should applaud my learned friend's courage here today. I propose a toast.
and a compliment.
To demanding that government secrets be disseminated before the entire courtroom.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we did a big crime.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry about that. It was the only way I could get Inspector Gregson to admit to what he'd done, so... That sounds like a Sholmes.
Or it's Gregson.
It's hard to say.
Probably there's something in that point.
Okay, let's see.
Isn't that?
Nope, it's gonna be shown. No, yeah.
Number five.
It's number 5.
It's about the sounds produced by the music box before. I do wonder if that was really Morse code at all.
But what are you saying, madam?
Brickmaker, he realized what he was up to, and he probably changed the thing.
Oh, maybe.
Oh well, it's just that I'm really rather fanatical when it comes to Morse code. You see, so much so that the whole world seems to be covered in dots and dashes to me. In fact.
Oh, goodness, madam. An unhealthy level of obsession, one feels.
say that, in my opinion, sounds produced by those two discs were nothing more than that, a meaningless series of two different tones.
What? Can that really be? It wasn't Morse code after all?
The wet slap.
My lord, the defense would like to commit crimes against the crown again.
Yeah. Are you off your nut? How many times do I have to tell you? Those discs contain ministerial secrets, Sunshine!
This courtroom is not an appropriate forum to discuss the nature of the government communications. We know McGilda conspired to trade national secrets with our enemies. Secrets acquired from Mr. Graydon. Now that the man has admitted to his crimes, we have no need to pursue the matter further.
Or alternatively, the discs were in the two incorrect spots and you have to flip them.
Could have been the wrong
That could very
sides.
easily be. There's no indication.
Yep.
Unclear.
It's really going to bother me.
Maybe it'll be resolved in game 2.
Nah.
No, I can tell you it'll be resolved before game 2. But I won't tell you why or how. We'll have to wait and see.
Miss Lestrade,
Yeah, my lord.
that which you have seen today here in this courtroom has been extremely disturbing.
Falsified evidence, intimidation, perjury, a grim catalog of depravity.
Truly kangaroo court.
Yeah.
An appalling experience to befall any child.
Ain't nothing I don't see in my days back in slums.
I beg your pardon.
If you're weak, you pay for it. That's just how life goes.
Gina.
But look, I reckon I've worked something out today. Work ain't fair, but if you want to change, gotta start at home. You gotta change how you are yourself.
Well, that's a very laudable lesson, I would say. I eagerly look forward to the born-again Miss Lestrade never gracing my courtroom with her presence again.
We'll see about that.
I've seen screenshots.
Well, I'm being hopeful. Now, with regard to the murder of Mr. Pup Windybank, proprietor of a pawnbrokery business on Baker Street, I hereby declare the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, not guilty.
Confetti!
Woo!
Oh, and the fireworks? Yay!
Yeah.
Pew, 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 pew. Mega firework. Good thing we have tall ceilings.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is all. Court is adjourned. Now, where's my tea and crumpets?
Sure, I'm glad we're in a stone building.
Oh, this part's good. This part's important.
Oh boy. Let's got his cape back on. On a personal note, I must say you've surprised me, my Far Eastern friend.
Grading in the adjectives you get.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh.
Despite being a Jesus Christ. You saw through the pretense to the malice that festered within that Englishman.
Oh, okay, that wasn't racist.
Mm.
Mostly.
It was equally rude to both sides.
And at the same time, saw through the grime to the surprising heart of your English client. You have a curious talent for judging character, especially considering our very different cultures.
I don't think there's anything curious about it. Whether we're from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan, we're all human beings. We're not so very different on the inside.
You know, I took this case for one very simple reason. to lock swords with you once again here in the courtroom.
You did? That made my job a lot more difficult.
Mm,
When I encountered you for the first time 2 months ago, it reminded me of toasting friendship and trust with another Nipponese, only to find my trust betrayed. Through you, I hope to look into the eyes of the man I once knew and try to understand.
Ozma?
You mentioned something similar earlier today about a total betrayal at the hands of the Japanese. What happened exactly?
He's not going to tell us. He needs to be mysterious.
Well, you may ask. And one day, when the time comes, you'll learn the answer, whether you like it or not.
I'll wait for that day if I must. I am nothing if not fundamentally incurious.
yeah.
That's my character trait, is that when people say, I'm not going to tell you this thing, I just accept it.
You keep it in a file cabinet for later.
It's okay, darling.
Coming to be known as the Reaper of the Bailey, and my retirement from service 5 years ago. Gives me cause to wonder if our meeting has some deeper purpose. So, farewell, my learned Nipponese fellow. Until we meet again.
Good talk. Good talk.
Okay, Von Zeeks, I'll buy the next game.
Yes, that is
Yes.
a mystery setup for the next game. It's true.
Juror number 5 did have dots and dashes on her
Yeah,
outfit.
yeah. I didn't realize that at first, but yeah.
Hey, Dom, how long is the denouement for this game, out of curiosity?
I think we can get it done in an hour.
Okay, that's
Alright.
reasonable.
I think, as long as we keep on task.
Alright. No more monkeys.
No more monkey business. Enough kangarooing.
Alright. It's done. It's over at last. Where's Iris disappeared to? And Caroline went to the bathroom immediately as Gina Lestrada appeared.
It's okay, you can say ah.
Ah. Congratulations, Gina. I knew it all along. I knew you were innocent. Well, you did what you said, Mr. Naruto.
Nice subbing.
I got a sub in. Someone got a sub.
Okay. Yeah.
You believed in me, right up till the end. You're as odd as your name. What's odd about it? I told you I had faith in you, didn't I? No one ever has before, see? Kept a promise on me, properly. That's awful. I figure something out today. All my life, growing up in the slums, I never trusted no one. But that's just cause I've been scared of being stabbed in the back. I mean, the more you trust someone, the more it hurts when they let you down. Yes, I think I understand that. After all, I had a taste of that in the trial 2 months ago. I chose to trust someone and paid for it. That betrayal left a big scar. Maybe I'm not a good judge of character.
Yeah.
You know, though, Gina, I worked something out quite recently, too. Trusting someone else is really an exercise in learning to trust yourself. And when your gut tells you it's the right thing to do, and your trust is rewarded, there's no better feeling in the world. I think I have you to thank for reminding me of that valuable lesson.
And coming
Oh.
back in.
There we go.
Oh, well, if you say so. Don't make a lot of sense to me, though.
I'm trying to say that putting my faith in you, Gina, has been a real pleasure.
Crying out loud, pack it in. But I suppose I sort of feel the same way. I mean, sometimes trusting someone else is, alright.
Thanks.
Oh.
Bill, reprise.
Oh. This is the way I see it, Ryunosuke. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
This experience, starting to feel like I understand what you mean. Cosima. Am I living up to your expectations? Am I turning out to be the lawyer you believed I could be?
Pardon the interruption. Who is it?
No,
Oh,
it's Sholmes in the background.
You see, I noticed it was the
Oh.
bailiff with the mustache.
Yeah.
yes.
What the deuce does a man have to do to be noticed around here, my dear fellow?
Maybe not be in disguise.
That voice.
That would be a start.
It's too late for the voice. Now, Mr. Naruhodo. Been standing here patiently in the corner of the room for an eternity.
He dressed up in this outfit because he wanted to wait until he hit a point in the trial where he had to give the evidence.
Yep.
But there's no reason he's doing it now.
Yep.
No, he's just doing it to try and get noticed.
No, yes, it was me all along, I would have said when finally you noticed me. But
too
you
bad
people
Corbin
with
isn't
your
in this part.
incessant babbling!
I think you would have left this.
Gumball, no.
Gumball?
No prison breaks. No.
Nope.
Mm,
Back in kitty jail.
No.
I think the top of the thing is too slick for him to try to climb up.
He was pushing against the barrier that we had created, and I think either trying to suss out if he could either knock it over or jump up.
No.
And then trying to climb on top of his little cat house, I think, to then hop over. No jailbreak.
all right, watch the monkey business.
Mr.
We all
Sholmes.
got work.
Yes, it was me all along. You see?
Kono Dioda! Okay, that was the last of the monkey business.
Oh, and here I am.
I'd assume you've been taken back to the hospital, to be honest.
Indeed I was, but I managed to escape again.
Oh,
I happen to be aware of one or two foibles of the doctor who was tending to me. Merely made knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily issued me with a leave of absence.
oh, very above.
Wow. I saw you fuck up, old man. Let me go. He's like, okay.
But enough of my adventures.
Do you think he handed back the scalpel?
Maybe.
That was a fine victory, Mr. Naruhodo. Your tireless efforts justly rewarded, I feel. Congratulations are in order. As a close friend, I tip my hat to you.
Oh, thank you.
Some great detective you are. Great at being cold as ice, maybe.
I irked you in some way, Miss Lestrade?
While you've been having a snooze in your soft bed, someone's been fighting for our lives.
Ah, well. That bullet did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, it's true. So I have indeed been feeling somewhat cold. Not perhaps as cold as ice, but, well, I have a feel.
Take your hands off my neck, please.
See? My hands are quite cold. And in some way, I suppose, congratulations are in order for you too, Mrs. Strud.
What's that supposed to mean? Why so half-hearted?
Well, naturally, it isn't my intention to alarm you, but... an acquittal in a trial with that particular prosecutor is perhaps a little precarious.
Well done, Mr. Sholmes. Not alarming in the slightest.
Oh, the Reaper, you mean? Same was found not guilty in trial, it was working on one's up to anyway, is that it?
The very point I was trying to make! How is Natsume doing, anyway? As exemplified by the fate of Mr. McGilded, in fact. Ah, but of course, pay no attention to such irrational drivel myself.
Yeah, well, it don't bother me.
Oh, really?
The way I see it, Reaper's a bit like him upstairs.
Him upstairs? You mean like God?
Yeah, him upstairs knows what's what, right? He knows what people are like on the inside. He won't have got the wrong end of the stick. There's some covers, like that bog trotter, what are rotten to the core. At the end of the day, I'm upstairs making sure they get what they deserve.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. Divine justice is one thing, though. Reaper taking matters into his own hands and claiming lives is another.
Well, I ain't like that McGilded's all the world, so I ain't scared. I got principles, see?
A trait in which... A trait in you which is to be admired, Mr. Strahd.
Oi, just give it a rest, alright?
As I was saying, congratulations are in order. The news of your acquittal was very welcome news to me, indeed. Let me express my heartfelt congratulations, Gina. There you are, Hurley. How long have you been here? Honestly, I went to the main entrance especially to meet you there. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Good luck, Phil.
Ah, Iris, my dear, I do apologize. But, wait until I tell you what happened. This pair made utter fools of themselves. What happened? As you know, I have a penchant for disguise. I was hiding in this room dressed as a bailiff. But these dolls didn't notice my presence at all! They had no idea! Can you imagine, Iris? Would you credit it? I'm not sure, really. I beg your pardon. I'm sorry, Hurley, but you don't have the weighty presence you seem to think you have. In fact, you ought to be careful about that. I'm gonna land you in trouble one day.
Foreshadowing.
I'll be careful.
Posing like a hanged man. Ouch.
Anyway, such a shame. I was so hoping to throw a party for Ginny tonight. But you won't be able to come, will you?
Going nowhere for a while. You heard the job's patter. I got stuff to make amends for, apparently. All them offences. What was that again? Breaking and entering, taking a box shot of stuff what was in log, blah blah blah.
Yes, I think you'll find that basically being a pickpocket is the main offense.
But diving ain't an offence, it's a drop, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Still, it has got me thinking all this. Maybe I should start looking for another line of work.
Maybe.
You didn't start off as a lawyer, did you, Otto?
Well, no. But I was never a pickpocket.
Well, anyway, I reckon I can make a change. I'm gonna do something for all of them not like me in the slums. Something will make a difference for them.
That's a wonderful idea, Jenny. I'm sure you can do it.
Yeah, just like me. I made a career change from somebody rich enough to go to college to a lawyer.
Yeah.
That's also just my line.
What is it? Aw.
Dog.
It gets better.
Bailiff?
Miss Gina Lestrade. The prison carriage has arrived, ma'am. Come with me to the rear gate at once.
Hopefully that carriage doesn't get set ablaze. Right, well, looks like I'm off then.
Too soon.
Yes. Goodbye, Gina, and good luck.
Good night and good luck. Otto.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute.
What was that for?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say, so.
Ah, indeed. Perhaps the situation calls for a phrase hitherto missing from your vocabulary, Miss Lestrade.
Oh,
On occasions such as this, I would recommend a simple thank you.
oh.
Oh, yes. It's good advice, Ginny.
Right. See, well. Otto. Thank you for everything, what you've done, for believing in me.
Aw.
Aw,
Isn't that
It's
nice?
adorable.
not at all. In fact, that should be my line. Thank you, Gina. There she goes. I wonder if I'll ever see her again.
Nah.
Unclear.
Oh, well, quite the indomitable pickpocketer.
Hey, you guys smell smoke?
No. Oh, I nearly forgot. I bought a paper outside. It's a special edition, and this trail is all over the front page. Pickpocket's innocence proven. That was fast. Isn't it wonderful?
You should have shown it to Gina, Iris. She would have been thrilled.
Oh no, how silly of me. Ah, but anyway. Would you like the good news or the bad news?
But not again.
Well, what do you say, Runo? Hurley?
As usual, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first.
Absolutely not. I have no intention of listening to anything but good news.
Yeah.
And there you have it. How people answer that question says a lot about them, doesn't it? Alright then, maybe let's start with the good news this time. The rain has finally stopped. It was a record level of rainfall, apparently. Oh, that is good news indeed. We can journey back in greater comfort.
Alright then, what's the bad news?
The huge storm has left the seas very choppy. The channel in particular is awful, so sailings out of Dover have been delayed by a day or more.
What is that?
Wait, Dover?
That's right. If we head to the station immediately, we may still make it in time to wave Susie off.
Oh my gosh.
But there won't be a train, surely. You couldn't be that lucky.
Who do you think I am, Mr. Naruhodo?
Mr. Jones?
I rushed to Victoria Station earlier and made arrangements for a special express. If we hurry now, we shall be there in time for dinner. And I know of a fine restaurant that serves the most delicious baked sole.
Oh, what? I don't. The great detective does it again.
Indeed he does. I happen to be aware of a number of the rail transport director's foibles.
Blackmailing. Classic.
I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily laid on the locomotive. Elementary.
He said the thing.
Idea, but it might be wise to stop manipulating people that way.
What are we waiting for, then? To London, Victoria!
Choo-choo.
Oh, I really like the screen.
Mm-hmm.
You made it just in time at 5:32 a.m.
It took somewhat longer than I had anticipated. Susie's boat must be about to leave now.
Hey, Phil, make sure you're drinking water.
I have been. I'm just about out, though.
Where are you?
Oh, hey.
Over there, look.
Yeah, 5:32 a.m., just in time for dinner.
Looks like she's reading something. Jesus Christ.
Hold it!
But
Mrs. Otto, wait, what are you doing?
Mr. Naruhodo, what are you doing here?
We came as soon as we could after the trial. I mean, we heard that sailings were being delayed due to bad weather, you see.
Oh, I see. Then
If you want a
how
if
did
you want a break from Sholmesville, I can take it.
sure, yeah.
Okay.
how did Gina's trial go?
It went well. She was acquitted.
That's wonderful. Really wonderful news.
The book you were about to throw into the sea. It was your Encyclopedia of British Law, wasn't it?
Oh dear. I was hoping you hadn't seen that. I'm not worthy of practicing law in any way now.
Game audio's getting a little crunchy for me.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, is it you too?
Oh no.
I can quickly
damn it.
scream.
We're close. We're just gonna reset it real fast.
So close. Yeah, reset it real quick. Oh, we're so fucking close.
We're right there. We're right there.
For fuck's
Yes.
sake.
All right,
Yeah.
how's it sound?
Sounds good? Sounds good so far.
Sounds okay so far.
Okay.
All right.
So I was saying my final farewell.
Oh God, the sound.
Yeah, it was a little crunchy. That's fine now,
You were
though.
saying goodbye
That's
to
okay right now.
Mm-hmm.
You, Susato-san?
Would I be correct in assuming? It's because of that peephole, Mr. Saito.
I deliberately altered the scene of a crime, and then I tried to hide the fact. What I did is utterly unforgivable.
That reminds me. How did you even come to have this, Susie?
On the evening of the incident, Mr. Sholmes had invited Gina to dinner, if you remember.
Oh yes, we had a wonderful time.
Well, Gina gave us a little introductory lesson, didn't she? To the art of pickpocketing, I mean.
Oh, that was so much fun. I stole Runo's armband.
Yes, please don't do that again, Iris. That band's very important to me.
Well, what about your sword? Well, if it's so important, you should pay more attention to it. You didn't notice for ages.
Wham! I thought it'd be so fun to see if I could take the cat flap-a-mat, so I put it up my sleeve.
That thing must be massive.
I've got massive
sleeves.
sleeves.
She does have big
Keep
sleeves.
encyclopedias in there.
Really?
And then I rather forgot about it until I found myself in Mr. Windabang's shop with it later that night.
Yeah.
I see.
And then... Oh, Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Sholmes.
Leave me, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right. I'll leave you.
After Mr. Naruhodo had left the shop, I started to think that door started to play on my mind.
The storm door, you mean?
Yeah, if Gina was anywhere in the shop, I realized it could only be behind that door. And at that moment, the little device that I had on my sleeve sprang to mind. I I was so worried about Gina, I simply had to know.
So you used the cat flapomat to make the peephole in the door. That is the sentence I just said.
It's captured in a photograph shot
Yes, captured in the
by one
photo.
of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
Indeed. It was of the first importance, that point. Precisely when the peephole was made. That information would prove to be Mr. Naruhodo's greatest weapon. Though naturally, without proof, it would have amounted to nothing.
Hole in the door? Jesus, sorry.
I heard a buzz.
The sight that met my eyes made my blood run cold. Thoughts started to run through my mind. I remembered that trial 2 months earlier. The trial
of Magnus McGillicuddy.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
I thought about how he had manipulated the evidence and arranged false testimony to secure his freedom. It made the British justice system feel very dark and sinister to me. And then a terrible thought occurred to me. What if some wicked criminal was planning to do the same thing now?
Huh.
Because from the appearance of the crime scene, it looked exactly as though Gina had shot Mr. Windibank. Even though I was sure she would never have done such a thing.
You were worried that the true culprit would try to frame her for the crime.
That's right. But then I realized it would be very difficult for anyone to give false testimony in this case.
What do you mean?
Well, the crime appeared to have happened behind the door of a locked room. For someone to claim falsely to have witnessed it, there would have had to have been a way to see beyond the door.
Ah,
For which, a peephole would be the very thing.
Only the people I had made wasn't actually there until after the crime had been committed, of course. And the criminal would know that, so it wouldn't make any difference.
But the possibility they're in Gina's trap was there, did it not?
a trap? Is that why she did it?
So, is that why you kept it a secret, Susie? You never mentioned that you made the peephole to anyone. Not even to the police.
I know. And I knew at the time that what I was doing was wrong, a criminal offense even. That's why I decided to confide in Mr. Shaw.
That's what they talked about at the hospital.
Yeah. If Mr. Naruhodo was completely backed into a corner with no other possible means of escape, the truth about the peephole could save him. That was my plan.
She really does think of everything. But then, why did you just tell me everything before the trial began?
My dear fella, you're not thinking straight. If she had done that, it would have rendered you complicit in the whole escapade.
Ah,
You could have been disbarred if you had been seen to have knowingly tampered with the crime scene. So, Mr. Sato decided to shoulder the burden of responsibility alone. For your sake and Miss Lestrade's.
Zato.
Truth is, when it happened, I did it because I'd lost a little of my faith in the law.
Huh.
I was worried that the right person wouldn't be convicted of the crime. But the moment I allowed myself to think that is the moment I lost my right to call myself a judicial assistant.
What you did isn't comparable to what he did. Brayden is the one who lied on the witness stand, using that peephole as a way to implicate Gina. And besides, if the peephole inconsistency hadn't existed, I'm not at all sure that she would have been acquitted in the end. Miss Susato, what you did saved Gina's life.
The ends don't justify the means. Well, with your kind words, Mr. Naruhodo, you saved me too from my regret.
Well, we must all be thankful that Miss Lestrade's freedom has been assured.
Yes, exactly. Although some of the loose ends in that trial will continue to play on my mind, I'm sure.
But the revelation that the music box disc contains secret messages? Mr. Naruhodo! What a triumph to work that out. I'm full of admiration.
Well, actually, that argument wasn't quite as compelling as I thought it was.
Oh, it wasn't?
There was a communications officer among the jury members, you see, a telegraph operator. And she said that the majority of the sounds on the disc were just meaningless tone.
As one would expect. After all, we are talking about secret government communications. No doubt they were written in cipher to avoid being readily understood should they have been intercepted.
I see. So then, we never could have hoped to understand the message anyway.
Nonsense, my dear fellow. It's quite a zero-pipe problem, I assure you.
He's recorded it and he's already translated the cipher.
Quite possibly.
Okay.
Asuki?
Asuki.
Wait, what?
Well, that can't be a real word, can it? How funny.
Hey, Iris, what did you just say?
I just said Asogi. Does that word mean something to you?
It means something. Asuki was the name of my best friend.
What?
But how? How do you know that name, Iris?
I wrote it down during the trial before, when the message was playing on the music box.
Oh, it just wasn't in English, and that's why it sounded like nonsense.
She transcribed it on the fly? She really is a genius.
I thought the message probably wouldn't be written out in plain Morse code, so I tried various ways to interpret it. But whatever I tried, the words just didn't seem to make any sense. That is, in English at least.
Ah!
Oh.
It suddenly occurred to me, you see. There's more than one Morse code, not just the English variety. Various countries around the world have altered and added to Morse code to use it in their own languages.
I don't believe it. Are you saying?
That's right. I've only actually seen a chart of Japanese Morse code once before. But I think it's based on the Iroha pangram, isn't it?
And you mean to say that in Japanese Morse code, the message says Asugi?
Yes, I think so. Sorry, but I don't remember all of the Japanese Morse code.
Would you let me see that?
Mrs. Otto, do you know it? Do you know Japanese Morse code?
Yes, I spent some time studying
Alright then.
Aha, time to know what it
because
says.
I'm quite sure Morse code will become ever more important for international communications.
She's right. though.
I really need to pee. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright. Then I might recommend, my dear madam, that you focus your efforts on the English version.
Be that as it may, Iris, show me the message, please. Of course.
Oh, Phil.
Of course.
Of course. I could do the Peter, but I'm not very good.
Peter.
So.
My name is Iris.
But what can this possibly mean?
Whatever is in that long sequence of supposedly meaningless dots and dashes. It's made the color drain from Susato-san's face.
Forbidden knowledge.
There's no doubt that this message is written in Japanese Morse code.
though the British Empire has been using Japanese for its secret communications.
I don't understand the reason why, but the message appears to be a list of 4 people's names.
4 names.
The first is Kei Asugi.
Kazuma Asugi. Why? Why was his name on that disc?
The second is A Shin.
Shin? I don't recognize that name.
The third is T Greguson.
Gregson?
Oh.
Also,
it seems
I like
Tobias Gregson is the third man on the list.
Shin. All I can think is Asian.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to say it, but I think that's the joke.
I think the joke is Asian.
I'll let you in on this. It's not a joke.
Okay, so it is supposed to, because I was going to say, once it was Greguson, I was like, oh, they're going with phonetic as opposed to actual Japanese. So they are using A Shin to mean Asian.
Okay, I'm
There is a
back.
phonetic element to it, but without the first name, you're not going to know what the actual gimmick is.
I'm back.
But it is a real name in the games.
So it's so you know there's the thing was
There's 4 names. There's a third one. There's 4 names.
4 names.
They haven't said the
but
4th name.
The first 3 names are Kazuma.
Asogi.
It was Kei Asogi. Then it was A Shin, and then it was T Greguson.
Huh.
Or
Is it
Gregson.
Tobias Gregson.
All right.
And what's his name doing in a secret government communication as well?
And the last name? It's probably mine.
What's the matter, Mrs. Otto?
It's just so strange, so unexpected.
Ah, what is it, Susie? Don't keep us in suspense.
The last name, J. Wilson. Ooh,
What?
spicy.
Wilson?
John H. Wilson? You mean Daddy?
It only says J. Wilson, so I'm afraid I can't be sure. Then, after the 4 names, it reads, if I translate from Japanese, that is all 4. And that's the end of the message, or rather, the end of what you noted down, Ira.
The plot thickens.
I just can't believe it. Who would have ever thought? Those discs contain Japanese Morse code. Not to mention a strange list of some disturbingly familiar names.
It would appear that this particular message is a communication of some kind between Great Britain and the Empire of Japan.
So, Daddy could be in Japan then, where Susie and Runo come from.
I mean, his body is. Oh, well.
He might have been sent back when you guys went over.
Sure.
No, it's not very likely really, is it? I mean, there are thousands of people with the surname Wilson. Must be lots of J's among them.
Sir John H. Wilson, visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University. Well, we can't tell Iris about that now. We just can't. This is so strange. Somehow, in solving the case of Mr. Windibank's murder today, I feel like I've rolled back a boulder at the mouth of a very dark cave.
I do wonder if perhaps it's a dark cave that we shouldn't go wandering inside.
Oh,
The part of the Titanic will be played by Dom.
bonk.
Hmm. Oh dear, the ship is going to set sail soon.
Yes, it seems so.
I'll sail on that steamship first to the port of Dunkirk in France. Then I'll change onto a larger passenger vessel bound for Japan.
You're really going then, Susie.
We wish you a safe passage, Miss Susato.
Thank you so much. I wish all of you the very best.
Mrs. Otto, I had hoped to have you always at my side to guide me and support me.
Mr. Naruhodo, is this a proposal?
Please come back soon. As far as I'm concerned, you really are the very best judicial assistant in the world.
Duh.
Very nice.
I'm quite sure I'll be back before you know it, after I bury my sick father.
Yeah.
Really, Susie?
Yeah, I'll put him in the plot next to your dad. I mean...
What?
Wow!
Oh, now don't forget, Iris. I made you a promise I've yet to fulfill.
A promise?
About your manuscript.
Ah.
Oh yeah, the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Well, I'll be waiting for you then, Susie. A promise is a promise.
Definitely, Iris. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes?
do you remember the first time we met?
Yes, of course. On the SS Budia, when I was dragged out from that wardrobe still half asleep. If I remember correctly, you threw me halfway across the cabin with a Susato takedown.
I'm pretty sure you've... you know very well that I'm talking about after that. It's strange, but being thrown together as we were in that case, I somehow felt straight away that you were the perfect person to continue Kazuma-sama's great legacy.
Mrs. Otto.
And my instincts were right. I really want to believe, no, I'm sure that I'll be back soon. Farewell until then.
Cutscene time.
Huh?
Somehow we seem to have come to the end of the adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Or the first volume, at least. Looking back now, it feels as though fate has led me on this journey. Fate led me to becoming a lawyer, to traveling halfway around the world, to meeting the great detective. I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead. Of course there will. But whatever happens, I know I'll be able to turn my fortunes around. After all, I have the greatest friends in the world on my side.
Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, Mr. Sholmes?
I have some rather awkward news. The railway company has decided to sue over the special express train, apparently.
Huh?
Are we going to be a lawyer for a small claims court?
It caused such a commotion on the line, all the other trains had to wait at stations.
Really? we would have never made it to Dover in time otherwise. Anyway, I explained everything, and how it was all your fault.
Huh?
I believe a formal complaint should be delivered to your office tomorrow. But not to worry, my dear fellow, according to Mr. Sato.
You love defending yourself in court.
Huh?
It's alright, I'm perfectly happy to testify. He really didn't look like the sort of man who'd do something so outrageous. See?
Mr. Sholmes?
Yes.
This is a joke.
A word, if you don't mind.
Why, certainly. Any word you like. Bellow it out, my dear fellow.
Oh yes, I love Runo's words. I know just the one he'll use here.
I really must say.
Ah, the line. Credits time.
Yeah. Did it, everyone.
Woo! We've done it! We got through the
Killed
first
it.
one.
Wait.
Yes, we got through episodes 1 through 12 of the 24.
Pretty quickly.
In the following weeks, hundreds of music boxes have arrived at Baker Street from all over the Empire. Something was afoot. Though it transpired I had ordered them all myself. So I advertised them for sale with, used by Mr. Sholmes to solve an important case. And the money I've earned! Consulting detective were paid a pittance in comparison.
Oh my god.
Ah, eBay!
Oh, he's
I've
got
invented
it. He's got his thing back.
He
It
did
is.
say he was going to order a bunch.
Yeah.
Iris.
I haven't slept a wink. This manuscript is due tomorrow now. When I'm this busy, Hurley usually cooks me breakfast. Well, cooks is an overstatement. For some dry toast and insipid coffee. I do miss Susie and her lovely Japanese breakfast.
They're going to rapid fire a bunch of characters at us.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just gonna be
the
prepared.
curtain call, guys. It's the curtain call.
Oh,
God.
this guy.
Your testimony is riddled with contradictions.
Oh,
exactly! Ready to where Coleman coins hide on their stakes themselves!
Well, I don't know, Sir Joseph, is the man calling my son a liar.
Witnesses, my courtroom. Oh, wait, but that right. Any arguments? Sorry.
I think I actually did do him in the first trial.
You did do him. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. All right.
This is equal.
Having delivered the Russian dancer to Shore and Shank, well, last night, I apprehended an extremely suspicious Japanese national on board.
I've done nothing wrong! All I did was give Wag eyes off scream refuge in pocket. A man brings some kids on board and suddenly he's a hardened criminal. It's not fair! It's not fair!
Oh my god.
He brought the kittens.
Amazing.
Yes.
fantastic.
Natsume's alive.
That's good.
Scientific investigation will be the gold standard for policing in the new age. I dream of a world governed by the tenets of order and discipline. Like a great clock, in fact, whose hundreds of parts mesh together in perfect unison. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have but 2 minutes 37 seconds until my next appointment.
Saying this too.
He's like an evil version of that one Fantasy Strike character.
Yeah. The latest Rand's magazine is out, and I'm in it again. Whatever I say that one line she wrote now, I get standing ovation. Want to hear it? Not bad, I suppose, for an amateur. Ah, her ladyship puts me to shame.
Hang on! That lamp! It's fixed!
It's fixed.
I guess they replaced it.
Wait, who runs that shop now?
I don't know.
Been visiting the old girl on a daily basis, of course. Guarding my old jailbird. Let's say, battling with those bully stairs every day has done wonders for the dicky peg.
What?
Excuse me? Actually, rather well those work too. Got this maid business taped up, I'd say. Hope the gossiping neighbors don't realize the man of the house is his own maid. Did he get divorced?
Okay. Yep.
No, she's in prison. But
Oh, right.
He's his own maid now.
I see.
Again, thanks for the Reaper.
There's nothing I enjoy more these days than a nice small change in the gutter. I'm better bogging down and looking out for Londoners and drop their happiness in my lovely wife.
Oh, Rolly.
Oh, heart.
Yay! The young couple's together still.
Oh my god.
Looks like I'm going to be doing time for a bit now. But Iris comes every day for a knitter, so ain't too boring. She's always going on about all them cases what Sholmes is looking into. Criminal investigations are kind of interesting when you get into them.
Foreshadowing?
Foreshadowing.
Is Sholmes
Well,
just-
in the original stories, Lestrade is the detective's name.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yes, I renounced my upbringing and chose a life of sophisticated crime, but regrets? Please.
Give over now, bruv. That ain't the ash we used to know.
We got time here to plan a comeback of Milverton and Skulkin's milk run, right? The three musketeers.
It's milk
Milk in the neighborhood for what it's worth.
All the truth.
Well,
You found the third brother.
Yeah.
mm.
Have been a lifetime I shall remember for everything. Painful goodbyes and wonderful encounters. I've come to realize that's what life is all about. Naruhodo-san, I promise your assistant will return to you one day. But for now, I leave you with many memories and a heartfelt wish that life will treat you well.
That voice is not
Sato.
suited to speaking quickly.
No, it screwed me up pretty good.
Yeah.
Sato is a national treasure.
Hmm.
The best.
The best.
Picture!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Isn't that nice?
Wonderful.
As is tradition, you always have a photo at the end of Ace Attorney.
Yep, every ending has a curtain call for everybody.
Hmm.
These credits are special, though.
Oh shit.
It's time for a walk down memory lane. This one we can just watch and enjoy. Nobody's gonna say anything, but it's nice to look at.
Ah, right. Well, thanks everybody for joining me on this journey.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh god,
Remember
we
the
actually
Japanese bailiffs?
Yeah.
we actually know how tall people are in relation to each other.
Oh yeah.
Remember this guy? Remember those guys?
Oh, yeah.
I
Isn't it
always
nice?
did picture that the Japanese inspector was taller than us.
No. Well, yeah, he is actually. I thought you meant the soldier. Never mind.
Should we
Look,
ever get
the
Did we
racist
ever get-
British lady.
like a firm why she killed him?
Nope. Don't think so.
It's a mystery
We
still.
weren't allowed to.
It is unclear.
I hope that comes up later.
Case in the next game. This game 2 ties up everything.
I was gonna say,
Literally
there's
everything.
a remarkable number of loose threads going on right now.
Yes. Well, here's some history for you. This game's ending was poorly received because at the time, this was all there was.
Mm.
And people thought the ending had too many loose ends,
Mhm.
which is true. It does. They had to wait 2 years for the next half to release. We didn't have to wait anything, which
Nope.
makes the game better for us, really.
Given how I know Shu Takumi writes, I
Look,
would
Kazuma died.
He's
He went
just
to the background.
stopped. No.
Oh.
No.
Given the
Yes.
way Shu Takumi writes, I would assume he wrote a much larger script and they just told him it had to be 2 games.
Yeah.
Maybe. But it's definitely planned out.
No,
Everything's
100%.
gonna be relevant.
He did write a game, and yeah.
Oh, she's
Oh,
holding
and
the
she's
sword.
gonna walk with us now. I'm willing to bet now she's gonna be walking behind us, or just ends.
No, there's more. It's okay.
Okay.
They just
I was
needed
gonna
a
be like,
moment. They just need a moment to change their model a little bit.
Right.
Different character model.
Hmm.
Had to
Yeah,
look.
they gotta add the sword in the armband. And now they're walking together.
Yeah.
Sorry, technical limitations. Actually had to go off screen.
Yep.
Yeah. But it
Yeah.
helps narratively.
Male Strongheart is such a large man.
Yeah.
He's large and in charge.
That
Yeah, these three. Beppo got bribed.
He knew a man was dead and got bribed.
Mm-hmm.
He did. He needed the money. He doesn't get paid enough in the bus. He charged more in the bus than he was allowed to. Beppo was just...
Yeah,
Sure.
Mr. Mason wasn't a piece of shit. He didn't get paid
Yes,
enough.
it's
either.
true. It's true. But Mr. Mason was special. He was an outlier among outliers.
Yeah, you know what also happened, Mr. Mason? He got stabbed.
Yeah, well, this game has something to say about good people, unfortunately. Hey, Sholmes joined. Look at
Yep.
There's
Hey,
Tobias.
you buck.
that. I think your opinion of Grebson will vary wildly. He's a very great character.
Hmm.
Oh, I actually really like him, and I hope he remains kind of like ambiguous.
Hmm.
He's very
I
nuanced.
I want him to be a very like human character that's interesting, but is consistently adversarial.
Hmm.
I don't know if he's consistently adversarial, but he's certainly complex. He's very complex.
Yay! She joined.
That's the whole
There you
crew.
go.
Oh my! I didn't realize you were 6'7".
He's quite tall.
Yeah.
No, even like for the time, even if you consider us to be like, yeah, Sholmes would be tall. He's probably like 6 feet. Like, I didn't realize that Von Zieks had like several inches.
Yeah.
Van Zieks is a long man.
He,
Yeah.
he's like he looked to be a similar height to Maelstrom.
He was taller than
Yeah,
Mail.
he's comparable. Yeah.
Not as broad, but he is taller.
Yeah.
Yes.
Played
I do
See, they
like
credited
her
a
walk.
musical box museum. In the credits,
Although-
they definitely researched the music box.
Yes, I will say it's interesting watching their walk cycles, but I
Hmm.
can't get over the fact that Sholmes and Ryunosuke have the same
Ah,
exact
Yeah.
walk cycle.
Yeah.
It's in the opposite alternation, but it's the same. Nice little bow.
And they did the little thing from their dance
Mhm.
of competitiveness.
Mm-hmm. Thin.
Once again,
And I think if you press a button,
joining on a journey.
This has been by far my favorite Ace
Picture.
Attorney.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah. Has been by far my favorite Ace Attorney I've ever played. And part of that is because y'all were with me.
Yeah.
and it still gets better. This is the first part of the anime where nothing really happens, but then the second part just blows up in your face. It's gonna be great.
All right.
Alright.
It's literally Gurren Lagann. We beat the fucking we beat the Beastmen, and now we're gonna fight the anti-spiral.
That's a
With the
bad
Beast
example
Man.
because the second half of Gurren Lagann I don't actually think is as good.
Bullshit.
That is a bad example in my mind.
Bullshit. But anyways, we've done it.
Uh,
And next time it'll be Chapter 1, Game 2.
Yeah.
Yep, and I know we'll definitely try to have Corbin on that one, and I know
Yep.
Kat wants to voice a very specific goth GF.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that will be a chapter 3 thing for her.
Cool.
I recall correctly. Chapters 1 and 2 will be a few familiar faces.
We
Alrighty.
got to feed some
Yep.
kittens.
So, good night, Internet.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining us.
Yep.
Indeed.
Back soon with more stuff.